the end of the world, sometimes love is the ultimate crime. I never read that tagline before. Hey, Ziller. I'm getting right down to business today. I am extremely exhausted. Let's get to reading. And my throat has already started to hurt, so... Sometimes love is the fifth dimension. Love is beyond all definition. Alright, which game were we playing? This one? Don't even remember where we left off, but let's go. Every day I wake up a bit earlier, yet feel like I slept a lot more. Whatever. It gives me more time to get ready. I head to the bathroom, ready to take a shower. I turn on the lights. But instead of the usual white, the room is completely surrounded in a purple glow. Mara shows up by the door. Did we not already get the sex scene? Oh, this is after that, I guess. Scylla, are you okay? You were awake. Of course I'm fine. What's wrong? I look at my feet and see a trail of blood that goes back to my futon. I probably hurt my shoulder when I ran away with Mara. The joints have been bleeding all night. Shit. It's been a while since something like this happened. I'm fine, don't worry. It's just my prosthetic arm. The skin junctions are old, so they tend to bleed if I stress it too much. I'll help you clean up. Take off your pajamas. We grab the futon and toss it in the washing machine. I need to take off my shirt to let Mara help me clean my wounds, much to my chagrin. She started bleeding from doing it? No, from when they were in the shopping district and they met up with Sal. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Why is she bleeding from the shoulder? I was thinking it was from when she killed the mechanic dude, but that was way earlier. This is after they went and met Sal. Was there a confrontation there? I just remember them running through the crowd. And she had the shotgun, but she didn't have to fire that or anything. I actually don't know why or what they're referring to. I guess maybe her arm got yanked from pulling Mara through the crowd. Do you think you'll be all right? You could stay home today. I'll be fine. It's not the first time something like this has happened. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make such a mess. You do not have to apologize. I do my usual routine before I leave the house for the work van. In the meantime, Mara starts to clean up my mess. I get a notification on HoloNet. They're waiting for me. I open the door and leave. Take care. I nod. I get in the van and Kyle is coming with us. Something feels off today. Good morning, Scylla. Hello, Darla. So what is today's case? Just some investigation work. We found an android dressed up in the enemy's uniform around one of the gates to the refineries. And why are we involved in this? The android's got no data, and it doesn't even have a working brain. The investigation team couldn't find anything, so they want you to take a look at it. I still think this has nothing to do with us. Ugh. So, how was yesterday? Kyle looks at Darla out of the corner of his eye while he keeps driving. Good. Why are you asking? I don't know. Everything went well. Could it be that she knows what happened yesterday? Darla told me to trust her, but I wouldn't put it past them to watch me if they knew I had Mara. But if that's the case, why don't they just take her away? Hey, B-dubs. Her arm got janked all right, but not from pulling Mara. Yeah, B-dubs, do you remember... Scylla's injured right now, and her arm is bleeding, and I can't think of why. She mentioned it was because of what happened, you know, with... I just can't think of a reason why. I remember earlier when she beat the crap out of that dude and killed him. That would make sense, but this is way after that. And the only thing I could come up with is when she was pulling Mara through the crowd after meeting with the cells and getting her blood drawn. But she got her blood drawn, I'm assuming, from her real arm and not her mechanical arm. No. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sure it makes sense. It's just we took a break, and so I don't remember exactly what happened in that last scene. Everything was fine, Darla. What about you? How was your day? Great. Kyle concentrated once again on the road. The mayor ordered me to look around the desk of every agent. They've been feeling paranoid ever since you found the 4th generation android. It wasn't exactly a 4th gen, technically speaking. Did you find anything interesting? No, but I discovered that some agents keep pornographic magazines in them. Magazines? That's weird. Why'd they buy those when the network is full of porn? But we monitor their search terms, do you remember? I found a few magazines in Kyle's desk, too. Now that's interesting. Can you explain yourself, Kyle? I was beating it off at work. What needs explanation? I don't use that desk much. They probably belong to the guy who used it before me. It was Vega's desk. Yeah, that might explain it. Vega's a family man. I guarantee you he's watching porn. Ain't getting it anywhere else. We arrive at our destination. There's a few agents guarding the area, while others are inside the big sewer pipes connected to the factory. The whole place is a mess, and the android is completely destroyed and scattered all over the floor. I help the investigation team look for any clues. I stare at the huge wall that divides the border to the Yellow Sea. It's a titanic construction. There's a scribble on top of the android's corpse. I walk closer and touch the paint. It's mostly dry, with a few somewhat fresh patches. I lick them. It tastes delicious. The snozzberries taste like snozzberries. Did you see that graffiti? I don't get it. White Cat disappeared years ago. Maybe they still have a few members out there. No, this isn't like them. White Cat has known for doing huge attacks, not for beating up androids. Does the android have anything left we can use? I think Kyle was right. There's nothing left. They just beat it senseless, left their signature, and left. How vicious. I don't think we can get anything from this. What do you want me to put in the record? Tell them there's nothing left in the android, and there's nothing we can do. It was probably a radical group, and another team should investigate the area to see if they left any clues. That's it? Do you have any suggestions? They don't have any cameras here, nor direct network connections. They could try to look for hairs, fingerprints, and whatnot, but this doesn't concern us anymore. Why would they do something like this? They were beaten senseless, all right. I mean, Kyle's Wang sure was. Back at the office, people are still losing their loved ones to the war, a war against machines that we're losing. What I find strange is that things like this don't happen more often. This war is making the Empire move backwards. Android hate is coming back at full force, and people are revolting against mechanization. Nothing makes sense anymore. They're afraid. It's an unfounded fear. You can't avoid technological development. I thought we were past this. If there really isn't anything we can do here anymore, then we should start working another case. I won't. I'll stay here until the end of my shift. We should go back at the station and... Darla, would you like to talk for a bit? Kyle can take care of the report for once. Sure. Darla. Kyle, I thought I was the one in charge here. I can hear the agents that were keeping guard in the area chuckling. Kyle goes back to the van to fill the report. I have to admit it felt good to humiliate him. I knew I wouldn't like him ever since the day we met. Bani, I have to apologize for making you horny. Oh, Ziller, never apologize for that. Horniness is the only thing I ever feel. Without it, I'd be an empty husk. Hey, Darla, do you have HoloNet? I do, but I rarely use it. Velta restricts their network, so I can't connect it. Let's use it now, then. I'm going to make a private virtual room and invite you. Join, and then close your eyes. Okay. Darla. Wow, this is amazing. We can talk here. Nobody else can hear us. All right, though I don't think it's too safe to go about talking with my eyes closed. Don't worry, I will tell you if anything happens. Hey, you obviously don't share Velta's goals, so why are you working for them? It's not newbie dubs. Well, that is not entirely true. Come on, Kyle can't hear us here. Open up. I mean, they are the only ones who gave me a chance. That said, you're a good girl. Why don't you talk to me about your little undercover operation? I know you're spying on me. There's not much I can do about it, but if you keep bugging me, I will eventually find a way to get rid of you. I know, Velta. I worked for them a while ago. I already know that. I'm sorry. I can't say anything else. It's fine. It's not you I'm worried about. You're really popular with Velta's security teams, did you know? Really? Popular? Yes, Scylla the Witch. They always talk about your covert operations and how you fought against the 4th generation. I would say I'm flattered, but all the popularity has been useful for jack shit. I'm still here wasting my talents in this trash team. No offense. I don't get it, to be honest. Why are you here? What happened? It's just not something I like to talk about. I understand. What have you heard? I heard that you fell in love with an... Whatever. I don't want to hear it. I log out and tap Darla on her shoulder so she can open her eyes. I think I will head back home, Darla. My apologies, I didn't want to make you remember that. Don't worry, I can't really do much here anyway. You're right. Take care, Scylla. So everyone seems to know my story pretty well. I didn't know that. Crap. I think I might pay Yoko a visit. I could use some venting. Aw, Yoko is her B-dubs. I take a train. There is only one other person inside. Their face seems familiar. Scylla? Conrad, you old skank, how are you? The one and only. It's been a while. I thought you would have gotten yourself killed by now, or something like that. You're just as nice as ever. Also, I'm not a corporal anymore. They promoted me recently. I'm a sergeant now. So, now you're the one in charge of my unit. Yes. So it's no longer your unit. Yeah. You know, we don't judge you for what happened. Maybe one day you could come back with us. Joel always says that if you were feeling love-deprived, you could have asked him. Joel is the name of the week. It was popping up in Fiend Stream earlier. Here it is again. Shut your fucking mouth, Conrad. Maybe you're not under my orders anymore, but I can still destroy you. Are you mad at me? I clench my fist and look into his eyes. Times change, Scylla. Maybe one day they'll see you as some kind of pioneer. So, what are you up to now? It's none of your business. I've heard you're a negotiator now. I mean, it's not as exciting, but you can still work with androids. Leave me alone. Why don't you just quit? Well, I wish you the best of luck in whatever you do. I have to get off here. I hope you do well, Scylla. I don't even glance at him when he leaves. To be honest, I had completely forgotten about him and the rest of the team. It's funny. They played such a big role in my life at some point. The train has arrived at my station, so I will try to not think about it too much. I'm headed to Yoko's store, so I walk by the shopping district. The display windows catch my eye, and once I get close to one, I see a familiar-looking silhouette. Is that Mara? Mara! Scylla, what are you doing here? I just got off work. I was going to see Yoko. Ah, why? I have to lecture her about the mess she got me into. I was window shopping. You know how much I like it. I didn't know you had left work so early, but it's better this way. I told you I would try to get out early. I guess this is how she entertains herself while I'm away. I should have known she wouldn't stay at home the whole time. It's fine. I'm not in a hurry. Can I go with you? Okay. Please, okay. Please, I don't care if you two argue. She deserves it. Fine. I start walking again, this time with Mara by my side. She's still focused on her window shopping. She really likes to stare at them. After a bit, we finally arrive to Yoko's shop. It's closed. She's probably in her apartment. Let's go there. Won't that bother her? Probably. We take some tiny stairs located to the right of the building. They take us to the back entrance. These apartments are really fancy. Yoko definitely can't complain about her quality of life. We take an elevator to the upper side and knock on her door. Hey, what are you two doing here? That's a funny way to say hello. Hi, Yoko. I was surprised all. Come on in. We walk into her apartment and sit down next to the small coffee table in the living room. So, Why did you come here? Why do you think? I ain't sick, if that's what you think. I just closed the store because I didn't feel like working today. Oh, sweet Yoko, you think we give a fuck about you and your needs? We're just here to bitch about the mess you got us into. Scylla first. How professional. Anyway, I didn't come here for that. Why didn't you tell me the good friend of yours was Sal? Do you think that was a good idea? Of course not. So Mara, how are things going with that dumbass? Well, good. I have a lot more fun there than in the warehouse. What do you mean? Of course not. Fine, sorry about that. Hey, Mara, why don't you get us something to drink? Maybe some coffee, tea, whatever. All right. Mara leaves my side and heads to Yoko's kitchen. She goes through every single cabinet and checks every household appliance she finds. I think drinks will take a little bit longer. How come she's so so compliant with you? She rarely listens to me. Fear is a powerful weapon, but that doesn't matter now. You two are really cute, by the way, just like two little lovebirds. What? Wait, don't change the subject. We were talking about Sal. So close-knit, but don't worry, your secret is safe with me. Secret? What are you talking about? You know, relationships with androids are outlawed, but Mara is special. I get why you like her so much. I ain't gonna call the police on you, don't worry. That's enough, though to be honest, I found it very easy to start treating her like a human. That's because deep down you always wanted to trust her. All you needed was a reason to look at her differently. You wanted to believe she was the right one, and once you found out about Project Mara, it gave you enough reason to do so. Where is the lie, though? She's so different. She sure is, but if you ever had any doubts about her, you wouldn't have believed everything so quickly. You always liked androids and always will. Anyway, I didn't come here so you could give me relationship advice. I ain't gonna apologize about what happened with Sal. Since both of you are here, I assume things were fine. Yoko, I know that you know him. Who is he? Please, try being honest for once. You're wrong. Ain't heard nothing about him in a really long time. Ugh. You've done a really good job with her. It's a lot more important than you think, you know, taking care of the first android with real feelings. And everything would have been so much easier if you told me from the very beginning. I think she looks pretty happy. Don't think about it too much. Hey Yoko, do you ever feel guilty about things you have done? Just when I know I've done something wrong. Now that you two are a thing, why don't you take her out for a drink at one of my clubs? There's a small one I used to frequent a while ago. It's usually pretty empty in the afternoon and also really charming. Take her there. She's gonna like it. I will send you the address on HoloNet. Mara comes back. She's clumsily carrying a tray with 3 cups. Thankfully, they're all arrive in one piece. Scylla, I didn't know what you wanted, so I made some tea for us. Tea is fine. Coffee leaves a nasty aftertaste. Yoko is still giving me a suggestive look. She acts like she doesn't care, but she actually loves to gossip about everyone's lives. She must be enjoying this. She's got a schmirk. She's got a Toph Beifong style schmirk going on right now. Is it still too hot? Be careful. No, it's fine. Yoko's smirk grows even wider. That grin is going to split her face in 2 at this rate. So, Mara, what do you do while Scylla is away? Well, I take care of my garden. A garden? She's talking about a plant she's keeping at home. I don't think you can call it a garden. I listen to Scylla's music, watch TV, play with the computer, go out for a walk, pet our neighbor's plastic sheep, go to the store. Okay, I see you have fun. There's just so much to do in this city. How could I get bored? Besides, I got my own keys and Scylla's permission, so I can go out whenever I want. You have her own set of keys? Are you sure about that? Yes, unlike you, I couldn't keep her inside all day, trapped like an animal. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really take good care of you, but what can you do? It doesn't matter anymore, since I won't have to live with you ever again. Huh. Hey, no need to hold grudges. I'm just not good at taking care of others. I second that. Still, be careful if you go around the borders. Things are getting weird with White Cat. I think it's because of the war. I know what you're talking about. We don't really go over there, but I don't get all the sudden android hate. The war started over a year ago. Well, I heard the Empire had to retreat for conquering the desert because the huge army of thousands of robots attacked them. And of course, that led to some distrust from the more conservative people who just happen to live near the border. It seems like a few idiots are trying to imitate White Cat, but they're just some petty thugs. So that's what happened. For me and Yoko, it's not an issue, but Mara isn't exactly good at defending herself. Even though there are almost no differences between her and a human, I should still be careful with her. I thought we had gotten past that. We have been living with androids for over 20 years. I know, I thought the same. Just try to be careful. Mara absent-mindedly listens to our conversation, like she couldn't care less about it. Is there anything she actually worries about? Since it doesn't seem to bother her, I won't try to induce her fear, so I suppose I'll try to downplay this. Still, there isn't a single thug who can scare me. I have never been scared of you. And now that I think about it, even if you refuse to tell me anything, you still owe me an apology for lying to me again. I am sorry. Enough? Sal is such an interesting guy, don't you think? I'm not sure if interesting is the right word to describe him. It couldn't have been so bad. They attacked us. Did they? God, I don't remember that scene at all. You're exaggerating. Don't worry, Mara. I know Scylla and how jumpy she can get. Sal tends to invade other people's personal spaces, and I guess that doesn't help either. Maybe if you told me who I would see from the very beginning, nothing would have happened. If I did, you wouldn't have gone and Mara would still have a broken ear. Sure, like you care about Mara. I think they treated us well. They were nice. See, Scylla? You need to trust people. Of course I am the problem. I hope I never have to go there again. Mara's thrown herself on the couch. She looks tired. Still, he ain't just a hacker. Sal is some kind of overlord beyond the Yellow Sea. Every time I go there, I hear more and more things about him. We already talked about this. We're going to get in a lot of trouble if you keep working with those people. Imperial authorities are keeping an eye on everyone, and they don't hesitate to charge anyone who might cooperate with the rebels for treason. Oh, well, at least I could fix Mara. Okay, but I ain't no rebel, so if you ever need my help again, I'm gonna be there. I really hope not. Can you tell me how you met him anyways? I told you, he contacted me first, asked for a favor, and I asked for one in return. We had a couple gigs together, but that's it. I turned to look at Mara once again. She's dozing off. She's growing extremely bored of this. I should take her back home. I'm heading back home, Yoko. Try to not get me into too much trouble from now, and get away from that guy. Hey, I ain't gotten you into any trouble. I helped you. Try to choose more conventional ways to help me then. Mara is anything but conventional. You gotta get used to resorting to super strange ways to keep her safe. If you say so, see you soon. I wrap my arm around Mara's shoulder and carefully guide her away from the apartment to the elevator. Come away from the nasty apartment. She's still drowsy and takes small, slow steps. I call a taxi. I don't think she would like to walk around the train station. It's cold, so I give her my coat. She can't help but fall asleep again. Once we arrive home, I take her in my arms and lay her down on the futon. I change my clothes and lie down next to her. It's still early, but I have work tomorrow, so I don't mind sleeping a bit early. Fear. One day before the Synergia incident. Thus, it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, that man on whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. Sun Tzu. J'ai hâte de voir. Once they arrive to pick me up, I say goodbye to Mara and leave, but something is different. When I get inside the van, I notice Darla isn't there. Hey, where's Darla? They need her help in another division, so they took her to the laboratories. Shit. I guess she's being too nice to me and Velta noticed it. I just hope she's alright. Why did you take her there without asking me first? Didn't you think of asking when I thought about it? You're the squad leader, but both Darla and I are part of Velta Labs. Remember that. Ugh, go fuck yourself. I'm way too tired for this crap. I can't stand how bland this work gets, but I refuse to let them investigate or pursue me in any way. So, What's today's case? A guard android. The police in the area haven't been able to deactivate it. The house owners passed away. They need to clean up the place. Good. It seems easy enough. I spend the rest of the trip thinking of the reason for Velta to come after me. Could it have something to do with Sal or Mara or maybe Yoko? It's not like there are too many options. We cross the district border, getting right into the refugee area. What are we doing here? We are not in charge of this place. All the teams in the area were busy, so they automatically assigned us the job. Automatically? That definitely sounds like the work of that hacker again. I have to stay alert. We finally reach our destination. It's an old neighborhood in the east side. All the immigrants from the eastern areas live here. What the hell is this? Since when are androids legal in this district? People here shouldn't even be able to afford them. I know it's strange. I will cover for you from the building across the street. Kyle takes his sniper rifle and leaves. I get into the building. The stairs are very narrow and I can barely fit on in. Still, I can't help but like this place. It reminds me of something, though I'm not sure of what. I find the android just after crossing the door. Welcome, Scylla. I suppose I don't have much time until your buddy positions himself. A samurai. A goddamn samurai. I suppose you already know who I am. The android was created to serve this family, but your friend lent it to me. I needed it more than ever. Look, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not coming with you, and I sure as hell won't give you Mara. I know, but they have different plans for you. Tonight is the night. Make sure Mara is ready. Don't let them catch you off guard. What are you talking about? I should just deactivate you right now. I keep walking towards her. You know, that last time at the factory kinda left me wanting more. I'm growing really tired of your crap. Scylla, I'm almost there. Is everything all right? Everything is going fine, don't worry. In that case, I will have to stop you. I really don't want to hurt you, but I need this body. I'm very close to the android. He already unsheathed his sword and is on guard, ready to defend himself. He's the one who makes the first move, striking vertically. Too bad for him, I have been trained to dodge edge weapons. I effortlessly avoid his attacks. I can really already feel my protocells working. Tonight, I need this body to protect you. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't need anyone to protect me. His sword clashes against my metal arm without leaving a trace. The blade is completely dull. He's holding back. All of this is happening because you refuse to come with me. Me trusting a rebel hacker in your dreams. He has changed his approach. Now, instead of making me waste my time, he's trying to run away. Alright, this is my last decision. I need to let him go. The android walks to one of the windows, but I manage to grab him by the neck. He's very heavy, definitely a combat model. I can barely stop him, but I succeed in making him turn around. Didn't I click let him go? He throws me to the floor, but I roll over and stand up on my feet once again. My hands move to my holster, but I don't pull my gun. I let him go. Good. Good, you scared me for a minute there. Thank you. I will do whatever I can to help you both. I drop to the floor and catch my breath. This is getting even more strange and worse, more dangerous. The target ran away. I could not arrive in time. Scylla, are you okay? What happened? I'm fine. The android turned hostile. I'm coming. Wait for me inside. I sit and wait for Kyle. Maybe letting him go wasn't exactly the best decision I could make, but there's no turning back now. Now I know why this place looks so familiar. It was Yoko's old house. It's been years since the last time she was here. It's too much of a coincidence. I know Yoko is behind this and everything that has happened so far. Scylla, I have already informed the headquarters. They are sending a tech team, and some backup. Are you okay? You're bleeding. Yes, it's nothing. I probably cut myself when I was struggling with the android. I'm going to call an EMT. I stay there for a few hours, thinking of what I saw of the android body. It was a model from a few years ago, a high-end one. Top of the line when it came to combat androids. His armor is so strong that not even Kyle's rifle would have damaged it, probably. He could have easily crushed me if he wanted, but he didn't. Before I can leave the place, I see Darla walking into the building. Ah, hello, Scylla. Darla, it surprises me to see you today. I had to help out with something at the labs, but I'm back now. Did you miss me? Yeah, surprisingly. I'm glad to know that I didn't kick you out. Both Kyle and I will eventually leave. Please remember that. I know. Whenever that happens, maybe we could hang out, just the two of us. Only if you want to, of course. Yeah, why not? Please rest. I can tell you have been really busy today. Kyle can fill me in. Take care. They are finally letting me go back home. Once again, my exit is interrupted by someone I know walking into the building. Yoko. Whoa, what a surprise. It's my old house. I came as soon as I heard something was going on here. A combat android went crazy. Was it yours? Of course not. I walk up to Yoko and grab her by the jacket. I try to lift her off the ground, but I give up as soon as I remember she's a cyborg and weighs several hundred pounds. Yoko, I've had enough of your bullshit. Tell me what's going on right now. Scylla. I let go of her jacket, but I stay close to her. I would tell you if I knew anything, I swear. You're my best friend. I would never put you in danger. It doesn't matter who asked me to. Ugh, I think you have put me in danger more times than I can count, but let's say you're telling me the truth. Then what is going on here? I know the android was yours. You can't convince me that it appeared in your house by sheer coincidence. Fine, the android was mine. He was there to protect my parents. I was the one who put him in charge of a few years back. I was afraid of something happening to him, but my parents died some time ago. And you just left the android there alone? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. Shit, Scylla. Just trust me for once. It wouldn't be so hard to trust you if you hadn't lied to me each time I asked you what was happening. You can trust me now. I'm telling the truth. Ugh, fine. So what are you going to do now? There are no traces of me there, right? I just came here to see what was happening. There's nothing to worry about. Get on my bike. I'm gonna give you a ride home. I hear Mara screaming for help from when I get inside. I run to see what's happening. She's still lying on the bed. No, it was, my carbonated water can, it was crushed and it popped out. Mara, you're fine. Scylla, thank goodness you came back early. I woke up and realized I couldn't move at all. I can't take this coat off of me. I put my coat over her yesterday, and its security system activated since then. The electromagnetic mesh is interfering with Mara's body. I can't help but laugh. I got worried about nothing. Oh, I remember this scene now. This was cute. What are you laughing at? Get me out of here. I wipe a few tears from the corner of my eyes and bend down next to her. I actually can't. You need to relax so the fabric unblocks itself, or just wait until it runs out of battery. It's specially made to block android attacks. How can I relax when I'm trapped here? And stop laughing. Sorry. I sit next to Mara and pull her towards me. I stroke her head, hoping that helps her calm down. Mara stays completely silent, and after a few minutes the coat unblocks itself, though I keep caressing her for a bit longer. To be honest, I feel really calm right now as well. This feels almost liberating. I had a tough day. Things are getting ugly. I don't know, we might have to leave this place. Mara only hums in response, to let me know she is listening to me. She's so relaxed she can't even speak. If I keep doing this, she will pass out again. Aren't you scared? We could find a new place to live, start everything over. Mara sits up all of a sudden and gazes at me. She kisses me on the lips while my eyes are still wide open. I stand up in complete disbelief. My chest is full of mixed feelings, but none feels bigger than fear. What the hell are you doing? You can't do that. Why not? It's illegal. Do you have any idea of what trouble it could get us into? I will not let this happen again, so don't you dare. You put your hand on my boob like yesterday. Mara stands on her tiptoes and kisses me again. I love you, Scylla. I've loved you ever since I entered your house. Actually, I knew I loved you even before I met you. I tried to say something, but not a single word can leave my mouth. I just feel like crying. I can't hold it anymore. I start drowning in my own tears and sobs. Mara pulls my hand to make me sit down next to her again. I wipe my eyes and carefully take my coat off before bending down to her height. She's still waiting for a reply. No one can know about this, okay? Know what? You know what I mean. I just want you to say it. Nobody can know we're together. Does that mean you love me too, even if I'm an android? I nod, my tears threatening to fall again. What do you mean you knew even before we met? Remember your dream, the reoccurring one? I know what it means. What does that have to do with anything? You're chasing someone in the rain. Then you aim your gun and ask them to stop, yes? Who are you chasing? I don't know, I've never seen their face. I know you can remember. Just try to. They're two people. No, wait. A human and an android. Both members of your old squad. One of them betrayed you. How do you know that? You shot them. You were completely terrified. It hurt to see what was happening. In the end, both of them died. Velta Labs decided to hide it and baptized you against your will to prove your innocence. It's true, all of it. I buried it deep inside my mind. I just didn't want to remember it, but what happened? How could Mara know? They hacked that android. I seduced you, and you fell in love with it. It seduced you, and you fell in love with it. How do you know all this? Very few people know. I read it some time ago in the Velta Lab records. They created me, remember? Did you know who created you all along? Uh-huh. I can't understand things. Scylla, I'm sorry I lied to you, but it wasn't really my choice. You'll also have to forgive Yoko. She was working with us from the very beginning. Us? What do you mean? Does anyone ever tell me the truth? I understand that you feel frustrated, but you aren't yourself. You've always been a reluctant heroine, but a heroine after all. Please, take this. It's heroin. Mara puts her palm in front of me. There's a red pill in her hand. You've been under the suggestion of the Empire for many years. I knew there was something wrong with you when I saw you having this nightmare. Please, take it. How do I know you're telling me the truth and this isn't some kind of sleeping pill or even poison? Don't give me that. I know you trust me, and that's what led me to make this decision. You told me earlier about moving somewhere else, didn't you? What if I told you that I planned the same thing for a long time? I take the pill and put it in my mouth. I swallow. Thank you. It'll take a few hours to work. You'll be dead before dawn. That pill is designed to remove the prothopam from your blood. Soon the doubts, the anxiety, and everything that anguishes you will disappear. Well, maybe not everything, but you'll be yourself again. Okay, I've put my trust in you. I only hope that you're not actually like Yoko. Now tell me the truth. I won't lie to you again, especially now you've taken the pill. You see, this was all Sal's plan. Sal? So you know each other? We're brothers. Well, technically we're the same person, but not really. Wait, same person? Yes, I can't tell you much because I myself have been apart from him since I left the capsule. If anyone can answer all your questions, that's Sal. But I can tell you what I know. Go ahead. Velta's been secretly researching and developing new androids for years. Both Sal and I are the result of that research. I didn't know about this until not so long ago. Androids with singularity. Why? I thought the disaster a few years ago taught us a valuable lesson about why they're dangerous. Well, I guess if it was too juicy of an opportunity for Velta to miss. Let's just say that one way or another, I ended up developing my own way of thinking without Velta noticing. I also managed to influence all the androids who were with me to help you find you. But how they did, it's something I don't know. This is confusing. You see, Velta created a new system to control androids with singularity. It's a series of machines that modify our memories, our minds. All I know is that they transform the data into images, which are then implanted into the bio-brains of all androids connected to them. I simply introduced my feelings for you into one of them, and the next thing I remember is waking up in Yoko's warehouse. But how do you know about me? How could you fall in love with me without even knowing me, meeting me? I felt alone, locked up in Velta's facilities. When I got access to the net, the very first thing I did was look for someone to be with. You were booked for a crime as simple as loving an android, so I couldn't help but be curious and look into you. I guess it was love at first sight, because after that, I couldn't stop thinking about you. It sounds a little silly, I know. How romantic, she's a stalker. I understand. Well, I don't really understand it all, but I guess it's something. And why did you hide all this from me? You already knew I didn't hate androids, so why lie to me? Well, when I woke up from my lethargy in the transport capsule, Sal had already prepared an intricate plan to get you out of the district. So from the beginning, this has been a rescue plan to escape the Empire, the impossible love that has to escape. I almost sounds like a movie. It almost sounds like a movie. I know, right, C's? Sal gave me this pill, then we went to get my spare eardrum. Actually, everything was his plan from the beginning. The fact that my ear was damaged was not more than a very convenient accident. He would have found another way to take us to the docks, and we would have helped him. He offered for me to leave with him. Was that his plan? It didn't sound very convincing? I don't know, I missed that. No, whether or not his plan has worked is something I don't know, but I do know what he's going to do now that you refuse to go with him. Well, if he'd told me all this, maybe I wouldn't have refused outright. That's exactly what I told him, and that's why I'm telling you. Now that he knows you're not going with him for good, he's probably got a plan B to get you out of here. We probably don't have much time left before Velta breaks into this apartment to arrest us. You should have said all of this before. In that case, I'll be best to look for a safer place to stay. You're so determined now, the pill must be starting to take effect. I'm sorry if I don't want to wait to be captured for trying to escape from the Empire. I don't really feel like being declared a traitor. I'd agree with you, but we'd better stay here for now. I know Sal's working on something, and if we move, we might make it more difficult. After all, it's impossible to move around this district without Velta knowing where you are. Without Sal's help, we'd be caught in a second. I need another drink break. I can contact Yoko. If there's anyone who can get us out of here without being seen, it's her. Yes, my closest friend Yoko, who's clearly been telling us the truth all along. Remember, Yoko's already working with Sal. If you ask her for help, she'll probably just tell you to wait here. I can't just sit around like this, knowing they're coming for me. Well, we can enjoy the moment a bit. I'm warm, you're warm, everybody's a little moist. Fill the void. You seem very calm considering all that's coming. Actually, I feel protected when I'm simply with you. That's why I'm listening to everything Sal asks of me. I really want to escape from this place with you. And what are we supposed to do once we're out? We'll need a new home, a job. I'm sure someone with your talents. That'll be easy to find. We could go to one of my many rebel cities. You know, her own personal cities. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for. Well, we'll have time to think about it at least. Wait, do you and Sal work with the rebels? Well, I don't work with anyone, but I think Sal's been collaborating with the rebels since he started planning everything. I don't know if that's a good idea. Why would the rebels help an Imperial? I don't know. I think they're more interested in the secrets that new androids like Sal and I hide. After all, we're a big threat to their plans. I think Yoko mentioned something about that. Your brains are impossible to hack. That's right. But as I've said before, it's not my main intention to work with them. I simply want to escape from here with you. How noble. How did I get into all this? Great. Changes are coming to the Empire, and I feel at the center of it all. Hey, it's me who's at the center of everything. The impression I had on you is changing pretty fast. And do you like what you see? I still have to decide that. Maybe you're too punk for me, but I guess I don't have anything better. Hey. It's a joke. It's a joke. So you manipulated all of your friends to come and rescue me, instead of just helping them escape. You endangered the integrity and safety of an entire generation of sentient androids just to be with me. How selfish. I guess so. I had no choice if I wanted to be with you. It seems that after all, you're not the little angel you pretend to be. I've never pretended to be anything. If you thought I was an angel, it's because you got that idea yourself. I suppose it must be your eyes. As time goes by, I notice how my brain feels clearer. That fog that prevented me from concentrating disappears little by little, and I feel more alive and active, somewhat restless even. I see a shadow on the window, the landscape slightly distorted with the raindrops. I know it's an illusion. Someone is watching us, using thermoptic camouflage. They're here. Who? Velta. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're surrounded the apartment. Wow, I was hoping it'd take longer. I guess we can only wait now. No matter how many there are, I doubt I'll be able to get rid of them. I just need to take my weapon and... No, it's important that you don't resist. Who knows what they might try if we kill one of their own. Things could get much uglier. Right now, they take us for harmless subjects, and we should use that to our advantage. Okay. Well, if we have to wait, why don't you tell me about your childhood? I guess all of these times when you told me you had a bad memory, you weren't lying. I remember it quite well. At the time, I never thought my life was bad. In fact, I was happy. After all, I had nothing else to compare it to. You were raised in laboratories, weren't you? Yes, but they weren't the conventional type. It was just a facility where all the androids of my generation lived. It was more like a school, only we were very obedient and never made a fuss. Yoko talked about simulations. I suppose you could call it that, but they weren't really anything like real life. In that school, what did they teach you? The androids were divided into groups, and each one learned different things. I can't tell you what the other was doing, but my classes were in botany. Botany? That's weird. We used a special black seed and planted them into sand. They had to be watered with a concrete liquid mixture, and then we'd grow without requiring water. Actually, that makes a lot of sense, does it? Yes, training androids so they can plant in an environment as hostile as sand, I doubt it's a coincidence. They were training you to reforest the desert. Wow, that sounds like a very noble job. I'd be much better than being a soldier. I imagine that's Velta's intention. You see, since humanity came to this planet and established the colonies, they've had the intention of terraforming it. The atmospheric generators produce real rain. They were installed shortly after arrival, but the project to repopulate the soil was a complete failure. There's nothing that can grow in the strange chemical composition of the desert here. That's why we live in these walled cities. Aha. I thought it was strange that you were able to grow something in that pot of yours, so Velta plans to reforest the planet. Sounds like a pretty ethical purpose. No, Velta couldn't care less about the planet, but if they launch a new generation of androids capable of fulfilling one of humanity's wishes for hundreds of years, it's impossible that people would refuse. Interesting, but I still find it to be a great effort to improve their reputation. After all, my generation has been in development for years. You're right, I must be missing something. Well, I've told you a lot about myself, practically everything, and I haven't lived as long as you have. That job of yours, I'm sure you have interesting anecdotes from it. Why don't you tell me some of them? So it's refreshing to be able to talk to someone about this. In fact, I think you've already asked me about my work before, right? Yes, but you didn't want to talk about it. That was partly due to the effects of the protopan. They turned you into a passive person who hated work because it's designed to eliminate any kind of aggressive feelings at the cost of wiping out your personality. My doctor said there were a new type of supplement for my prosthetics. Prosthesis? That's normal. I'd trust my doctor too. It's not that you shouldn't, but it's just that in this city, almost everything is corrupt. Speaking of your prosthesis, why don't you tell me about it too? There's not much to say about my arm. It looks like a civilian model to the naked eye, but it's actually an old military model. Don't be fooled by the word old. It's very reliable and one of the best I've ever had. Its weight equals that of my right arm to avoid any kind of back problems, but at the same time it uses a wrist projection system that gives me the same strength as a combat android. The structure and composition is like one of my human bones, though. In spite of being very resistant, its interior is hollow. Wow, now I feel even safer. It's a good weapon. It's helped me with every hand-to-hand encounter I've had. You were part of the unit that was dedicated to neutralizing androids without destroying them, weren't you? Not exactly. Many years ago, I was part of the Ghost team of the Empire Special Operations Corps. It's true that we specialize in the use of non-lethal forms of force, but sometimes there's nothing left but to neutralize your opponent. I understand, but at least you tried. It sounds better than it is. The Empire never had contemplation for the life of androids. Mara's frowning. Don't look at me with that face. You might be a sentient android, but the generations that came before you have been nothing but machines without consciousness. The only reason we tried not to destroy androids was because they were very expensive and difficult to make, so the owners wanted them back in the best possible condition. That, of course, has changed over the years, and now the androids are mass-produced like any other product. The Ghost team lost one of its main functions. One? What other function did your team have? Cyborgs have been around much longer than androids. Our team also neutralized cyborgs with illegal prosthetics. Cyborgs are people, so they have rights, unlike androids. Was it dangerous? Very dangerous. Some of those cyborgs were strong enough to crush you with one hand, and that was if they didn't carry some kind of hidden weapon. They were also much more unpredictable than androids and more dangerous. I thought androids were the most dangerous. Aren't they able to process information faster? Only in some senses. When two opponents reach the limit of their capabilities, the result of their confrontation is only based on their decision making. That is to say, if you're able to predict your opponent's next move and act accordingly, you could defeat him without giving him time to react, no matter how powerful he may be. That was the basis of most of the Ghost team's training. Fighting androids was easy. An android has unparalleled aim, strength, and agility, but it's incredibly predictable. He'll always choose the best possible option, and once you predict it, all you have to do is ambush him and use his strength against him. Over time, androids have been designed to be more unpredictable and choose options that are not optimal in any effort to appear more realistic. That's made them more effective in large-scale conflicts, but their effectiveness against specialized teams dropped. Humans, however, are much more unpredictable, and when you give them the capability of an android by augmentation, they become an immensely greater threat. Yoko is a cyborg, right? And a dangerous one. Unlike androids, cyborgs have only become more and more dangerous over time as implants have improved. I doubt that the techniques we used 10 years ago will still work. And where does that put me? Well, you're neither. When I saw your interior, I could see that you have blood flow and a natural brain, that is, you are a bioroid. So why doesn't everybody call me android? Why does everyone call me android? At first glance, you can distinguish an android from a bioroid, but the latter has parts of its body made of organic matter. I've never seen a bioroid with a natural brain, so you're an especially unique specimen. Thank you. This means you've got the capabilities of an android and you can't be hacked, at least not completely. A hacker will never be able to take control of your body. At most, he'll be able to disable you or manipulate you just like a human. Just like he would a human. A bioroid can be altered with chemical substances, but it's extremely expensive. Producing bioroids also costs a lot. I wonder how Velta managed to create so many without going bankrupt. I remember seeing other androids like you locked in capsules with a strange amniotic fluid, as if they were fetuses in the womb. How disturbing. No big deal. It's a method that's been used before with human beings, but never with bioroids. In short, I'm the ultimate weapon. Well, you're not. You're pretty weak. For some reason, they designed you with a skinny body. I wonder if someday you'll stop insulting me. I'm just saying that to be the perfect machine, you'd need a resistant body like a combat android. If they gave you that, you'd be something extremely dangerous. An android as unique and autonomous as a human being, incapable of being hacked and with the force of a tank. I'm afraid to even think about it, although it's got my nipples erect. Now that I remember it, why did Sal want my blood? I have no idea. I know as much as you do about that. I don't have a magic method to talk to Sal. He's the one who contacted me through terminals, phones, whenever you weren't home. I see. I hear a noise behind the front door. What was that? Probably Velta's soldiers. They've decided to act. So that means Sal's going to do it. Do what? The next part of his plan. Scylla, promise me you won't fight them, alright? Alright. And don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I hear a big explosion, the floor trembles, and the lights go out for a few seconds. I look out the window, the whole city's dark, and I catch a glimpse of a huge column of smoke and fire on the horizon from the industrial zone. When I turn around, Mara's lying on the floor with her eyes blank. Mara! She's still breathing, and I can feel her heartbeat, but her body doesn't respond. I shake her and try to wake her up, but it doesn't work. What's going on? Didn't you think it'd be a good idea to tell me about this first? I turn on the TV, the broadcast of a documentary's cut, to make way for breaking news. This just in, a series of explosions have just occurred throughout the district's industrial area, which is currently under the control of Velta Labs and the state. Security forces are already headed to the site. The cause of the explosions are currently unknown, but it appears to be led by a group calling themselves Avalanche. A redhead named Jesse and a large man with a Gatling gun for an arm have been seen fleeing the crime. But it is believed that they could be related to the rebel hacker known as Sal and the defector Ashila, a former district security agent. Wrong game. I don't know, is it? I hear footsteps on the other side of the door. I take Mara's body in my arms. Hoplan's securities. The door slams open and a dozen flashlights blind me. When I manage to reopen my eyes, I can see someone familiar. Scylla, that android you're holding, that's the property of Velta Labs. Drop the android to the ground and get on your knees with your hands behind your head. Ooh, shit's getting hot. All right, hold on a moment, Kyle. Let me get the lube. I'm paralyzed. I remember what Mara asked me to do, so I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and calm down. When I open them again, Kyle is in front of me. So in the end I was right. You knew Mara was with me. Of course I knew. I was getting tired of that show we played every day. Maybe Darla enjoyed it, but not me. It was only a matter of time before this happened. Synergia. Seeking what is true is not seeking what is desirable. It's happening! When I kneel on the floor, I hear screams coming from the entrance. Whoa! 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 This is like completely... We've cut out like a huge chapter of reading. Velta soldiers fall one by one into the hands of the same android I'd let escape earlier. Kyle attacks the android and they both start fighting, dragging their brawl outside. I seize my chance and grab Mara again, running out of the house with her in my arms. I see Yoko arrive with her motorcycle. She waves at me. Carefully, I get on the bike while holding Mara. Yoko drives, weaving through the district skyscrapers for several minutes, making sure that no one follows us. Finally, we arrive at Yoko's clubs. A club? Really? Wasn't there a better place? Believe me, you ain't got much better. She'll be safe here. Well, first things first, I need to make sure Mara's properly protected. Yoko calls to someone on the back of the club. It looks like one of her henchmen. Scylla, this is Rat. She'll be in charge of escorting you and Mara while you're here in the club. Nice to meet you, Scylla. That smile is chilling, but right now I can't afford to be fussy with my allies. Huh, I guess I could use some help. Exactly. Rat'll walk you to your room and I'll help you move around the place. I gotta go get shit done. Let's speak when I get back. Wait, aren't you going to clear up anything for me? You've been planning everything behind my back and I think I deserve an explanation. I agree, but I really got a lot of things to do, and for both of your sakes, I hope they go well. Well, I also have things to think about. See ya. Yoko runs off with a small group of her guards behind her. Well, Scylla, how about I show you your room? I take Mara and follow Rat to a small room on the top floor of the club. The noise of the music stifled by thick concrete walls, and it makes me feel somewhat safe. There's medical equipment next to the bed. I place Mara in it, and Rat puts an oxygen mask on her before connecting her to the machine. She'll be fine here. You should come with me downstairs. I think I'll stay with Mara. Someone's got to take care of her. Don't worry about that. Our girls will keep an eye on her from time to time. This place is impenetrable. Yeah, I still think I'm going to stay here. You should at least meet the owner of the club, don't you think? Isn't that you? Not even close. I just work with Yoko. I'm sure she'll be glad to see someone like you, like me. Don't be humble, Scylla. Yoko told me about you. Rat looks at me from top down and almost eats me with her eyes. Ooh, giggity. It must be a delight to work with you, and I won't waste the occasion. I can't help but raise an eyebrow. She grabs me by the wrist and takes me downstairs. For some reason, I don't resist and just look back at the closed door of the room as I walk away from it. The music of the club thunders in my eyes again. in my ears again. God, thundering eyeballs. That would be fun. We walked to the back of the hall. It seems like the owner isn't here. What a shame. Then I'll be going back to be with Mara. Of course not. How about we chat a little? What? Look, I don't have time for chit-chat right now. Well, maybe I know something about everything that's going on. Who knows? All right, what do you want? Rat lets out a rather diabolical laugh. Where to start? I guess I should be honest with you. I like you. I like you. I think you have what we need. You and who else? The Red Moon, you know, Yoko's band, although I don't know if calling it a band is still appropriate. And what is that you need? Your strength, decision, originality, authenticity, initiative, intelligence, beauty, affection. Okay, I think there's all that in Yoko's band already, specifically strength. Do you think Yoko's stronger than you? I didn't say that. Exactly. You know there's nothing in this world that can defeat you. Wow, that's quite an exaggeration. Not at all. Maybe you don't have the physical strength of Yoko, but I've read about you, your way of improvising, and hope you overcome every case you had in front of you. And look where all my success has taken me. That's because no one supported you, but with the Red Moon behind you, you'd be unstoppable. I'm not going to join Yoko's band if that's what you're trying to do. No, it's not that at all. It's just that Yoko's vision is short-sighted. She thinks she's in control, but I think she's just another puppet. What exactly are you planning? You see, the good thing about being one of Yoko's trusted girls is that I'm aware of almost all of her plans, but I'm not going to tell you her secrets so easily. And what do you want in return? Nothing. I just want you to listen to me. Well, that I can do. Yoko's very capable. I've seen few people more effective in their work than she is, if you can call that work. But her plans, her motivations, I don't understand them at all. I've tried to investigate them, but I haven't been able to find anything. That anger and hatred she has against the Empire. You really don't know. Being one of her girls, I figured she'd have told you. It has to be something that happened to her in her childhood, and it's the only thing she never talks about. Not exactly. I suppose you know Yoko's from the refugee district. Haven't you ever wondered why they call it that? It's the district where those who survived the collapse of an old colony were sheltered. That's the story told by the Empire. Isn't that the truth? I knew you'd answer my questions. Rat almost lets out a moan of pleasure. The people of the refugee district are mainly deserters from the former Red Sun colonies. What? When a civil war broke out in the Red Sun, the Empire supported one side. This side ended up being overthrown, and all the traitors ran the risk of being executed. Many people sought political asylum from the Empire, so the Empire brought them all together in a single district, although it only took in a wealthy or highly capable families. Yoko broke up with her parents shortly after we met, probably when she discovered that they'd betrayed their own people. That would explain so many things. It seems like every step Yoko's taken since then has been for the purpose of wiping out the Empire, even if it was from within. Now, tell me, what's she up to? Well, let's not be hasty. Yoko's plans are very boring topics of conversation for someone as interesting as you. You know, you're starting to remind me of a certain mysterious hacker that I know. Ah, you're talking about Sal. I'll give you just one little detail. I'd feel bad if I didn't tell you anything after all the information you've given me. Great. Sal doesn't work alone. After all, what would a simple hacker do against an entire empire? You mean the rebels, don't you? So you know. Yes, but what exactly do they want? What else would they want? The complete and absolute destruction of the Empire, just like Yoko. Now, their collaboration doesn't seem so strange to you, does it? Maybe the rebels want that, but I don't think that's Sal's goal. I know Yoko always hated the Empire and done her best to hurt it in many ways. If she's working with Sal, maybe it's because her motivations aren't so different. I don't know if it's something I'd like to think about. So far, I've turned a blind eye because Yoko's never had the power to do any real harm to the Empire, and in fact, she's done more good than bad. But ending up allied with Sal could end badly. I hope Rat is wrong about Sal's real plans. I think you've got too good an image of the people around you. Once, on second thought, how couldn't you have? You're too innocent. Maybe that's your only defect. What I am or not is irrelevant. I'll remember you that I'm only here to escape Velta and eventually the Empire. I don't give a damn about whether Yoko does. Ah, look who's coming now. Well, if it isn't Ashilla, the defector of the movement. You have the police looking like crazy for you all over the district. Don't remind me. I'm Venus, the owner of the club. I'm sorry, but I went to get something for you. Venus gives me some pretty heavy clothes. They seem to be made of a very resistant plastic fabric. It's an armored suit. It'll help you if you end up in combat during my escape from here. Don't thank me. It's from Yoko. It's not quite the image that comes to mind when I think of armor, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Believe me, you're going to need it. Are things that bad? There are rumors about the Empire planning to mobilize the army. I don't know what exactly happened in the industrial zone, but it must have been very big. Velta's mercenaries are everywhere too. I hope Yoko has a good escape plan. I hope that girl Mara, I sincerely hope she's worth it. What makes her so special? Hey, Nitro. I was here, we were finishing watching anime. Good. Was it another new episode of Demon Slayer? I'm alright, Nitro. I'm really tired and really congested at the moment. And my throat hurts. You know what? Maybe I'm sick and it's not just all the streaming. I don't know. I'm too tired to care anymore. There was a new one. Nice. Alright, we're talking about how special Mara is. From what I hear, she's a new generation android. It's a lot more than that, but if Yoko hasn't told you, I guess I'd better not do so either. To be honest, Yoko never tells anyone anything. I appreciate her, but she lies more than she speaks. Still, it seems that the Empire isn't in the best days. You mean the war? It's not just the war. The government, the protests, the inequality between districts. It looks like a sealed boiling pot, and it's about to explode. Maybe it's not a coincidence. I shouldn't tell you this, but the Empire has been powerful for too long, and that's angered a lot of people, and I'm not talking about the rebels. I can't help but be intrigued by those words. Is she referring to the other colonies? There's other nations besides the Empire, and they yearn to see it fall. They could be backing forces with the capability to make that happen. In other words, the rebels are being financed by countries that oppose the Empire. Again, I'm not talking about the rebels. Yoko, what exactly is she allied with? With whom is she not? I think that'd be the right question to ask. Interesting. I hope it doesn't explode all over his nose. Even if that happens, she'll come out ahead. It's not the first time she'd have to start from scratch. Whatever happens, I'll be there to support her. If you don't mind, I'll go to that change room and put this thing on. Venus and Rat nod and continue talking as I walk away. I take off my clothes and put on this strange armor. Ooh, I've gone full major. Or chief. Was she chief or major in Ghost in the Shell? I think it was major. It looks very sturdy and a bit less suggestive than the one the guards are wearing. I guess I'll have to wear it for now. By pressing a button on my back, the pieces fit to my body, and despite appearances, it's quite warm inside it. I head back up to the club and look for Rat, and hopefully it'll get some more answers. Yeah, it was Major. Chief was like the leader of Section 9, the old bald guy. Can't remember anybody's name from that show or movie. I remember Ishikawa and Bato, of course. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm just old. I'm trying to grasp what fine threads of memory still linger in my aging brain. It's been years, yeah. Are you looking for me? Well, it turns out so. Rat puts on that creepy smile again. It makes me strangely happy to hear that. What do you need from me? You're just got to ask. I want to know about Yoko's plan. Her expression changes. Ah, what a disappointment. I thought, whatever. What do you want to know? However, how are we supposed to even escape from this place? Over the border, probably. Obviously, but I mean how? I think through the railway tunnels in the industrial area. Impossible, they're sealed. Yeah, but I think some of them were opened up again. Didn't you feel the explosion? So that's what it was. It's impossible for the Empire to allow such a breach to exist. The rebels could use it to get in, although I don't know if they'll have it easy afterwards. That's probably why they're mobilizing the army. Venus said that Velta was also looking for me, and that is likely the industrial zone has attached. Okay, we're going to need to reset on this one. Venus said that Velta was also looking for me, and that it's likely the industrial zone has attracted a lot of the district police. I don't know. I think Yoko had an ace in the hole. She talked about this on another girl? I doubt that's enough. All I know is that she mentioned her, and if you want to know more, you'll have to ask her personally. Several security guards approach me. Ooh, twinsies! The explosion was just your bowel movement? Gross. Yoko has sent us a message for you. You are Scylla, are you not? I'm surprised that Yoko cares to keep me informed. Yes, it's me. Her scouts have been all over the industrial area and the entry route almost ready. Apparently, it's a war zone. Great. Yoko also gave us a note for you. The explosions made several holes in the wall around the industrial area, leaving a clear path towards the Yellow Ocean. The rebel army is using it as a breach to enter the district. So Rat was right. They have opened the wall. But how does Mara fit into all of this? It's clear that the rebel army doesn't have the strength to capture the entire district. That's why they're not even trying to move forward. And they're just captured the factories and stood their ground. Now they're defending the entrances. I find it hard to believe that the rebels have managed to break through the walls of the district. No matter how strong they were in the desert, it's impossible to get so close to those walls without the army responding. How did the rebels manage to breach the walls? It seems that the rebel group who came was rather small and not their main army. Since they approach a point a little far from the front, the Empire has been slow to react. Could they be planning to bring in reinforcements? Maybe, but the Imperial Army will arrive in a matter of hours. And there's another thing. Velta Labs are helping the police. They say it's because the factories are their property, but it's the first time Velta have used their mercenaries so actively. They've mobilized hundreds. This attack's got nothing to do with taking over the district. There must be something in the factory that Velta and the Empire want to protect at all costs. Maybe that's the clue we're missing, Mara. The Synergia project, the singularity. It's what they're trying to defend. Those machines that Mara told me about. They might be trying to steal them. If they ace in the sleeve of the Empire fell into the hands of the enemy, it could change the course of this war. And do you know anything else? That's all. Yoko said she'll be back soon to get you out of here, so I wouldn't settle down. Oh, and she said you shouldn't use the HoloNet under any circumstances. That's the states looking all over the net trying to track you. Well, thank you. So I'm wondering, okay, so my hypothesis is, I don't know everything going on, but I think maybe Sal is going to create a way for Mara to connect to all of the other androids of her type that are in these factories of Veltas, and they're going to use all of the Mara androids to escape and bring down the Empire? That's my guess. Both guards march to the outside of the club. If this is how Yoko usually keeps an eye on her places, I don't want to even imagine the power that she really has. Venus is guarding the club and just gives orders to some of the girls from time to time. She yells at me from the distance. And that's why Mara's out right now, because they're doing connecty things. Yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, it seems like we already know that Mara has the ability to influence the other models, and she did it kind of unknowingly, it sounds like, before. So I'm guessing cells, like, setting up a way for it to reach all of them, maybe. I don't know. That's just a guess. Scylla, we've been closing up soon. I think it's better if you go to your room. I nod and go upstairs. Mara's still there, and Rat's fallen asleep in the chair, or so it seemed, until she half opened one eye when I walked through the door. She spread her legs suggestively. I batted her away. Shoo, child. Are you tired? It's been a very long few days. You can rest. I'll watch Mara now. You should get some sleep. You're going to have some rough days, too. I can't. She gives me a lewd look. Don't worry. I won't do anything to you while you're asleep, although it's not because I don't want to. I lie next to Mara carefully, in order to not unplug any of her wires. Lying next to her helps me relax, but I can't sleep. My protocells are probably a little bit altered right now. At the very least, they'll help me be alert and act when Yoko returns to get us out. The last generation. Imperium Imperio. I'm not even going to attempt that one. Let's recap. Yoko gave me an android that turns out to be more human than anything I've ever seen before. This one's made by Velta, and it's obvious that Darla and Kyle seem to track Mara through me, but how did they know Yoko'd sell it to me? Maybe it was just a coincidence, or maybe they wanted to watch Yoko from the beginning. Anyway, Mara's turned out to be like a human. She has singularity, and that's forbidden by the government. How does Velta plan to even sell an android like that? Then there's that hacker Sal, who's been interested in me and Mara since all this started. On top of that, according to Mara, he's an android connected to her in some way. Too many loose ends, and now this explosion with the rebels attacking the district. Velta's convinced that the state that I stole Mara... Wait... Velta's convinced the state that I stole Mara and I'm considered a traitor, so I no longer have a place in the Empire, the place where I've spent my whole life. I hear a noise downstairs that wakes me up, and when I look, I see that Rat isn't in the room. I go to the door and open it carefully so that I can slowly stick my head out. I walk to the balcony and take a look at the main room of the club. Venus is with some girls dressed in military clothes. Could they be from the army? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. They all look gloomy and use night vision, but now that I notice they're small, something touches my shoulder from behind. Are you awake already? Let's go downstairs. They've come for you. Are you gonna fall asleep, Nitro? Good. May I bless you with a calm setting. For me? Yes, don't worry. They're on our side. I go downstairs next to Rat and I approach Venus. A group of girls are here and they're all fixed their eyes on me. Venus, who are these girls? We're not on Velta's side, not with the police, and not with Yoko really. We come on her behalf. She points her finger towards where Mara is. We're going to stay here for a bit. You must not scream nor try to do anything strange. We're here to help you, okay? I nod my head. Who are you? What do you want? We are Anna, the ace in the sleeve of the first machine. You are your only chance of getting out of here. The girl takes off her mask and lets me see her face. It's a different face, but her hair is white like Mara's hair. You don't have a choice. Yoko will come soon and take you all to the industrial zone, and from there you'll escape. For now, I suppose you should fraternize a little. Ooh, look at all these cuties. Alright, I like the short hair and I like the hair on the far right best. The rest of the girls come forward and take off their helmets. They all have white hair. The place is safe. The girl in front of me breathes a sigh of relief. Put a mask on, bitch. Fucking COVID everywhere. Well, Celia, I'm sorry we've been so strict with you. We were afraid that the operations wouldn't go well. As I told you, we are Anna, Mara's sister. However, each and every one of us has her own individual name and serial number. I'm Marcia. She extends her hand towards me and I shake it. We all know you here, so you don't have to introduce yourself. Don't worry. They are the rest of the rescue team. I'm Julia, Marcia's right hand. And I'm Miyu, her left hand. And I'm her vagina. Feel free to use me. And this is Asenka. She's a little quiet. Hi. I bow my hand and try to understand all of this. Mara's sisters. That is, the androids she was raised with. Wait, Mara's sisters, does that mean you all have some sort of uniqueness? I've got no idea. Technically, yes, but you never know for sure. How did you know where she was? How did you go through the police and the commotion? Those explosions, did Yoko send you? All in due time. I understand that you've got many questions at the moment, but luckily we're prepared. For now, it's best to stay with Mara. We have to take care of securing this site correctly, but we'll come back to you in a moment. The girls begin to inspect other areas of the club and set up cameras and security perimeters. They're very professional. It's kinda hot. I go up to one of the girls. She seems really absorbed in her work. Miyu, right? Oh, Celia, yes. What do you need? I was impressed by how skillful you are with all this, and yet you're very similar to Mara. You look alike, but at the same time you're very unique. Thanks. We were prepared for this, so it's just protocol, and we're especially motivated. I'm surprised at the devotion these girls possess for me without even knowing me. We learned some of our methods from you, believe it or not. There's a whole school about fighting androids and cyborgs based on your insights. It's an honor to meet you in person. Wow, thanks, I guess. It's just... Scylla, please don't distract the girls. You'll have time to talk when you get out of here. Sorry, boss. Yeah, I better go with Mara. We'll get back to our conversation, Miyu. Sure. I decide to go back upstairs to see Mara. She's still lying there. I poke her with the stick. Yep, that bitch is dead. They're all very similar with that white hair. I'm starting to feel like the center of attention of this whole circus that's been set up in the last few days. It's amazing that all the problems the Empire is facing lately, they decided that Mara and me are one of the main ones, to the point of causing such a commotion by searching the entire district. And now the rebels, along with this group of androids, they all want to get me out of here as if I were some kind of chosen one. Me? Chosen? They chose me. Incredible. To make matters worse, everything happened because I fell in love with a machine many years ago. This is surreal. Since I was a child, the story that I'm special or different has always been with me, and of course Velta's making sure it stays that way. I go back to my main room, downstairs. Marcia and her squad gather in front of me again. Well, where do we start? And you ask me? How about we talk about Mara? Do you remember the industrial zone, the factories? Mara is there with Anna and Nina. What are you talking about? Mara's here in the room upstairs. Maybe she's referring to those other machines that Mara told me about. Marcia shakes her head. She's just a model under Mara's command. Her real name and serial code must be inside her, and in the original capsule that contained her. Was she the one who told me her name? I can't remember. Yoko, she must have baptized her with that name. Probably not, but that doesn't matter. You can still call her Mara. Either you ask us about the singularity. Do you know anything about Synergia? I read about it in Velta's lab's archives. It's a project, something important. So much so, the three of us are Synergia. You, Mara, Anna, and Nina, the three of us from a singular controlled intelligence, or at least that's what our creator called it. Who? I don't know. They never told us about him, but let's not stray from the subject. Velta has been developing us for years, training and educating many types of androids in a natural way, using secret facilities under their headquarters, and at some hidden desert location. About 20 days ago, for the first time, all three machines started at once. Why three? Each one has a specific function that's completely separate from the others, so that they have never interfere with each other and thus be controlled. Mara's role is that of emotional intelligence. She is the first machine and the most important one. She contains the data and orders of all androids that are connected to Synergia. I bring my hand to my head. I know it sounds a little confusing, but you'll understand quickly. It seems like a lot of trouble for a new generation of androids. Mara works like a hive mind. So we were able to empathize with other androids connected to Synergia even without seeing each other. That way, if you manipulate the machine, you can manipulate all the androids. That's such a dangerous and unstable system. Why would Velta create something like that? It's not so unstable. Let me continue. We are Ana, the combat force, and we're training to be effective in any confrontation, but also in escort and security. Ana, the second machine, is dedicated to taking care of the physical conditions of all androids connected to Synergia. That's why we are able to easily locate Mara when she stopped working. When we found Mara, we found you, although we would have gotten here anyways. Yoko saved us some time by sending us here directly. Do you understand now why Mara and Ana should never be connected? Ana shouldn't make a decision just because Mara's feelings tell her to. She needs to evaluate the decision for herself. Why did you all come here then? How could you all know me and have the affection for me? Here's the trick. The third machine, Nina, has no physical representation beyond its servers and central computer, and it's dedicated only to storing the experiences and memories of all androids connected to Synergia. That way, by accessing Nina, you can manipulate Mara and Ana without scripting their behavior, and therefore without dehumanizing them. It's the door that stops and handles the constant expansion of other intelligences, but also the key that would allow Velta to control us. Modifying memories. That's why when Mara manipulated the third machine, she manipulated the intentions of all of Synergia's androids. That part's funny. When Velta activated all three machines at once, there were some androids whose feelings didn't match Velta's plans. These androids started looking for a way to escape, and they found it. A complex cooperative plan with the desert rebels to extract the three machines that make up Synergia are on a train, without any being turned off at any time. Otherwise, the androids would lose their memories, and it'd be futile. Those androids, eager for freedom, modified Nina so that all our Synergia would work together in this escape plan, but that didn't eliminate their feelings towards you. Ironic, don't you think? And why didn't they? It's the big unknown. The only way to know that would be to access the third machine database and see who modified the data. I have the slightest suspicion that it was Sal. You'll have to ask him directly. Or maybe Mara knows it too, but they're both asleep right now. When they wake up, you can talk about all of this. Does that mean she'll wake up? The three Synergia machines had to go into sleep mode while being transported to the trains. The rebels loaded Nina and Ana first, so we could help them protect the train. Mara's being withdrawn right now, but it's the biggest machine and it's taking some time. However, when she connects to the train's batteries, all her androids will regain consciousness. That reassures me. All of this is incredible. You could almost say that everything that happened with the singularity years ago is being repeated now, but there's something else here. These androids are alive, they have feelings, and even if they've been manipulated, they deserve to get out of here. What now? Now we take Mara and leave this city forever. Good. Explain to me what I have to do. Just like that. Don't I have to convince you? No, this place turned its back on me years ago, and now they've done it again because I love an android. I'm going with you. Some of the girls around listening to the conversation try to hide their joy. When the time comes, you'll have to take Mara with you to the train. We'll cover your back. Problem. The Empire won't just let us escape. I get that the explosions were how the rebels got in the first place, but I'm sure the exits will be well guarded now. You're wrong. There were actually several explosions. 2 covered the entrances to this area, and another opened an exit to the desert, but the whole hasn't been used and isn't going to be used. All the turrets and cameras surrounding the wall have been hacked by the rebel army, but I am sure the Empire will defend those exits by whatever force is necessary. It's only a matter of hours before they have sufficient power to launch an attack and come after us, but they don't know anything about the train. They believe that this is nothing more than a terrorist attack, and only Velta knows what we're truly going for, but they're unable to say anything because everything was being done in secret. So we'll escape using the underground train right to the depths of the Yellow Ocean, and not even Velta's forces will be able to do anything against us. And what prevents Velta from recreating these machines and trying to enslave a new generation of androids? Nothing, but we'll have to think about that in the future. For now, we have to get out of here alive. This can work. Let's just hope this plan actually does the trick. There's so many things that could go wrong. The construction plan for the industrial zones are old, so Velta's going to have a hard time getting around, and they'll have even more trouble finding the tunnels. Even if they could find it, the exit's in rebel territory, so it'd take weeks, if not months, to launch a full offensive. We'll be out of here in hours. So Sal, did he coordinate everything? Ah, Sal. I wouldn't know how to tell you for sure, but it's possible that he worked with Mara from the beginning. He's been running this operation the whole time, right from the industrial zone itself. Oh my god, B-dubs. Not only is it maybe Darla, maybe Darla is Sal. Alright, I gotta adjust my body and take another drink. Mara already mentioned it, so all of you, Sal, Mara, aren't you just one person? No. If you're not one person or a large number of androids, what are you? Something new, I guess. We might be able to share experiences, but we are individual beings, and each of us experiencing those feelings in our own way. That's incredible. It explains a lot of things. Sal tried to take us with him back in that warehouse. Does that mean that Mara only came to me in order to convince me of the same thing from the moment she walked through my door? Again, you'll have to ask her that when she wakes up. It'll be soon, don't worry. One of the girls comes running towards the entrance. Everyone around me prepares their weapons and forms a defense against the front door. Who's coming? I'm not sure yet. A few ships have parked in front of the store, but they are trespassing all surveillance measures. Could be Yoko. I hear the lock on the door and the knob turns slowly. The sound of rain can be heard with intensity, and I can see the girls preparing their fingers to pull the trigger. Red figures appear on the other side of the door. As they cross the threshold of the door, I can see Yoko accompanied by the best in her gang. Scylla, I'm glad to know that everything is going well here. Yoko, why didn't you call? It almost gave us a heart attack. I've cut off communication following Sal's advice to eliminate the risk of being tracked. Well, why did you come here? And are we leaving? If everything goes according to plan to take us to the industrial zone, yes, everything went according to plan, and all 3 machines are mounted to the train, so everything is ready to sail. Mara should wake up from her dream soon. Thank goodness. Great, the girls and I will get ready to leave. Scylla, you should go up for Mara. We leave in a few minutes. Hurry up. This won't be over until you and Mara leave the district. You seem to care a lot about me now, considering you got me into all this. Or is it that Sal has set you that condition to give you whatever it is that you ask for in return? That shouldn't matter to you at this point, should it? I do care. I have simply given up on you. I suppose you will never change. You just stick to the plan. We will enter the factory through a hidden tunnel and seal it on our way out. But we need to be on time. Okay, there shouldn't be much left for the train to do. There shouldn't be much left for the train to be ready, so we'll start moving soon. The van is really ready outside. I'll wait for you there. Well, good luck. We're going to need it. Luck is for the newbies, trust me. Yoko, Rat, and the rest of the... Why do I feel like Yoko's gonna die? Yoko, Rat, and the rest of the bikers are going the way they came. The sound of the engines gets louder and lingers. They are waiting for us. Scylla, grab Mara and come with us. This will be over very soon. I'll stay here and make sure nobody knows where you've been. Good luck. Venus smiles at me and gives me a little push to leave. I hasten to the top of the room. I go to Mara and take off her oxygen mask. When I do, she opens her eyes. Joy floods my chest, and I remain frozen. She pounces on me and hugs me. She sits down and shakes her head a little to end up getting up all the way. Okay. Did everything go well? I think so. Mara jumps out of joy and hugs me again. Scylla, I hope you can forgive me for hiding so many things. I was afraid that if I told you everything, you would refuse me. Also, the plot would be boring if we didn't reveal stuff later. All right, you did well. I would have refused, but you made me change my mind, so let's get out of here together. Phew. A few tears fall from Mara's cheeks, the way she cries. She's completely human. No, she's something different, something new, but that doesn't matter now. If you are awake, it means that the first machine is working and Sal is awake too. Yes. Where are we? At one of Yoko's clubs. We've kept you safe here. They're waiting for us. We should go. We'll have time to catch up. Mara nods. I help her up and take her downstairs where the rest of the girls are waiting for us. Mara is awake, thank goodness. That means that everything went all well and the first machine is working. We'd better go. Marcia helps us get out and into the van. Once seated inside, Mara lies on my shoulder. When the door closes, we are left in the dark, with the exception of some thin lines of light that slip through some slits. Oh, I love a good slipping. There is something that worries me, and I can't get rid of the bad feeling it gives me. It was Rat. It is what Rat was talking about, Sal's real objective. Is it true that he wants to destroy the Empire? I want to escape from here, but to do so with the help of someone who seeks to wipe out an entire nation. I know that there were nothing more than inventions, and I shouldn't worry too much, after all. Why would an android want such a thing? But something tells me that I'd better ask him when I finally meet him in person. As we enter the industrial zone, I hear the echo of metal, a background noise that never ceases, as if it were to the breath of this place. The incessant noise is interrupted by some distant shots, which become more recurrent little by little. Finally, the van stops and Mara grabs my hand tightly. The doors open and the light blinds me briefly. Then I go down and help Mara jump with me. It's a familiar area for Mara as well. The girls who brought me here take off their masks and look at me from afar. They look incredulous and can be seen whispering and pointing at me, trying not to be noticed. Shortly afterwards, another android of higher rank points to them with his finger, and then they begin to move from top to bottom, preparing weapons, defenses, and transporting boxes like soldiers in an army. This place wasn't only an area where the mechanics were hiding, it's the deep zone of the factories, very close to the exit wall. This area as a whole is so large that they managed to set up a camp kilometers from the front. Scylla, wait here with Mara for a moment, please. Almost everything is ready for you to leave, but Sal wants to see you in private before that. We are preparing everything. Isn't he coming with us? I'm afraid not. He decided so. You'll have to ask him why. Marcia leaves and continues to organize the rest of the girls. So, we're finally leaving. We've made it almost. You said it, almost. Come on, don't be so pessimistic. I'm sure everything will be fine. I look Mara in the eyes. It's difficult to argue with her when she looks at me like that. Yes, you're right. They seem to have everything under control. Mara raises her eyebrows. Wow, optimistic Scylla. Couldn't it be the effect of the pill? Hey, it's not all going to be because of the pill. They just seem to be well prepared. Well, I'm glad then. That makes me feel calmer. You know, I wish I could get to know those girls better. I've known some of them for a while. They seem very nice. I suppose you'll soon have plenty of time to talk to all of them. Yes, I can wait. Do you have any dreams? Something to do when you leave the Empire? My dream was to be with you. Now I'll just stay with you and the rest of the other girls. You're mine forever. No escape. Remember the stalker bit? If you had to choose between me and the girls, who would you rather go with? Why do you ask that? I don't think that will ever happen. Even after they are free from the feelings I put into them, they will surely choose to stay with your side. You haven't answered my question. Scylla, I will stay with you no matter what. I can't help but smile. Thank you. Marcia approaches us again. Everything is ready and Sal is waiting for you. We'll meet him downstairs. Let's go. Mara, you can wait here. We won't take long. I look at Marcia with some mistrust. Don't worry, she'll be fine. It'll only take a few minutes. Before we leave, one of the girls comes running to Marcia. Boss, what's up? We've secured the secondary tunnels. They're completely closed. Asenka looks at me briefly before fixing her eyes on Marcia again. Well done. You can prepare to get on the train. Actually, I would like to ask if I can go to the front. Are you sure? Yes. The other girls will need all the help they can get. Also, I would like to secure Scylla and Mara's escape. Asenka looks at me again for a second. In that case, you can join them. Thanks, boss. Goodbye, Scylla. Good luck. Asenka runs towards the sound of the gunshots. Let's go. I nod and follow Marcia down the stairs to the room guarded by several girls. A large metal door blocks the entrance, but they have opened a tiny slit for me to enter. Marcia beckons me to go in. Everything is dark here, but I can see a figure in the background. I walk towards it and stop in front of it. So this is Sal, this thing. Scylla, we finally meet in person. Forgive me for looking like this. I guess I'm not as you expected. I'm sorry to disappoint you if I have. It's not the first time I've seen an android like that. Years ago, I saw one of the 4th generation androids connected to all kinds of devices. Is that what you really are? A machine eager for power? If so, yes, you disappoint me. Sal looks down and waits a few seconds before answering me. I wish I hadn't had to, but I needed all the power I could get to get you and Mara out of here. But you're not coming. No, it's a sacrifice I had to make. I made that decision a long time ago. Your data is probably stored anywhere in the desert, waiting to be downloaded to another android. I'm afraid not. No other android could handle such amount of information. Only one thing will remain of me, and that is my original version, which is stored on the 3rd machine. How heroic. I had no choice. The feelings that little Mara introduced me were very real, and you had the opportunity to eliminate them. Why didn't you do it? Why should I? They were real as any other human being would feel. To erase them would have been a terrible idea. What better way to come into the world? But there's more to it than that, isn't there? You haven't done all this just for me. For you and the rest of the girls. Although they will lose Mara's memories when they reach the desert, once there, it will be their decision to continue with you or not. Don't take me for a fool. There's another reason. You've managed to bring the rebels here. I asked for it. So now you lead them. Not at all. The rebels are governed by a council of many members. I am but one of them. And yet you've gotten them to decide to put so much at risk to get you out of here. Getting androids like this is a very succulent offer. As you can see, Velta and the Empire are also willing to use a lot of resources to get them. I suppose, but how did you infiltrate that council? I contacted them through the net. Luckily, we live in a connected world. The net is vast and infinite. Oh, we're just ripping lines straight from Ghost in the Shell now. You just have to know how to use it. Once they knew about my abilities, they welcome me with open arms. Everything to get some sentient androids, but what for? To win the war, of course, and get the androids' freedom. Well, that was the plan. Was. Yes, luckily when I arrived at the council I managed to make them see reason. Not all androids deserve freedom because they don't all feel. Many are simply machines. Wow. I'm surprised you say something like that about your own species. No, my species are only those who were born next to me. Wait, why are the rebels still fighting then? To destroy the Empire, evidently. What? It can't be. Rat was right. My worst suspicions were true. A drop of sweat runs down my forehead. Why? The concept of androids in the Empire has been incorrect from the beginning. It is a nation built upon the suffering of humans, and androids have been nothing more than an extension of that suffering. Machines to consume, not to progress. Everything is wrong. Is that why you plan to destroy it? It's ridiculous. There are millions of people living in the Empire. They are not responsible for the decisions the government makes. I think you're wrong. With their complacency, they have allowed the Empire to become what it is today. The people of these walls are a corrupt species. Oh, this is set in America. You just have to look at other countries to see how difficult things can be. Even so, I don't wish them anything bad. But you will cause them suffering anyway. The Empire is a tumor that must be eradicated. Its growth has been exponential in the last century and will end up devouring other countries that do not have the means to defend themselves. It is a brute war machine that only wins because it squanders its resources on expanding its military force. And why are you telling me all this? Are you so deluded that you think I will take your side? You won't? After all the Empire has done to you, the suffering, the humiliation, you were completely subjugated until Mara and I were able to synthesize the antidote for your medication. Maybe you machines still have a lot to learn about humans. I don't owe you anything for freeing me from that drug. That was your decision, and I think it was a terrible one. Look at you. You're no different than those proud androids from years ago, trying to devour everything in their path to reach their maximum potential without considering the repercussions on the other people around them. I guess you're proof of the success of this new generation of androids, a faithful representation of the principles of the Empire embodied in a machine. Don't you even realize how ironic your speech is? You are clearly the closest thing there is to a human without actually being one, and that means you are capable of a lot, both good and bad. Your feelings have corrupted you, and while I don't know exactly what drove you to do all this, I do know you're just a bitter thing and lack any empathy. No matter how much the Empire has done to me, I would never wish anything bad on the people who live in it. They made me what I am, for better or for worse. Oh. I guess you're a box of surprises till the end. In that case, I'm sorry to have distracted you with all of this. I just want to ask you one last favor before you go. Answer me one question first. What about Yoko? Is she with you on all this? Of course, from the beginning. She understood my vision. I guess you should have asked her what I would think of your plan. Yoko lied to me about all this since I first saw Mara, and for a very good reason. She knows me for a long time, and she knows that I would never let anyone destroy this place. What a smart girl. I've only tolerated her games because she's been my friend for a long time, though maybe not anymore. Hey, Faye. After all she's done for you, she lied to you for your own good. You said so yourself. You really have no idea how humans work. I suppose you and Mara come from the same place. Mara is very different from everyone else, not just me. Sometimes I even think she's the only truly sentient android among all of us. Yes, she is. Is that what you used my blood for? To stay alive while being connected to those machines? That's right. This body is suffering. It's semi-organic. It wasn't made to be connected to other machines like my predecessors. Synergia's generation can't gain power as easily as the fourth generation did. Our design is really ingenious. Whoever our creator is, he must be proud. The room is quiet for a few seconds, while the sound of some particularly loud explosions can be heard through the walls. Again, I insist. I need you to do me one last favor. Speak. I want you to shoot me. Kill me. What? Everything I have been doing has destroyed me. My body is no longer able to cope. This isn't the life I chose, but the one I was forced to live. In spite of what I've told you, I'm envious of the other girls. I would like to have a life of freedom outside of the city. That's why I'm asking you to kill me, and in the future, transfer my data from the third machine to a body like mine. I know it's impossible to do that right now, but things will settle down one day, and our generation of androids will be on sale. All I ask is for you to find an empty body and allow me to live in a mind that hasn't been corrupted, unlike the one I have now. My entire plan is ready to be executed. Your escape and the fall of the Empire will happen whether I am here or not. I've been reading a book for like 5 streams, and my throat is gone. If I shoot you, what will the girls do when they hear it? I'm sure that sound will get lost in the echoes of the gunshot up there right now. They'll barely be able to hear it through these huge iron walls. Bani, you weren't using it for anything better. You know what? Fair. Completely fair. I pull my gun out of the holster and point it at Sal's head. Thank you. I can't have honey. It's a shame what you've done with the body of yours. What a waste. I know. I promise I'll put the next one to better use. I'm afraid that won't happen. There's something about him that tells me if I bring him back, he'll end up being dangerous again. Till we meet again, Scylla. I pull the trigger, and his body falls backwards just to stay still a moment later. The bullet has gone through his skull, and his brain is now scattered everywhere. Maybe this was for nothing. Maybe he predicted this and has already instructed someone else to bring him back, but I won't let that happen. Come to think of it, Yoko's still out there. For now, I'll focus on getting out of here with Mara. I'll take care of her in the future. Hopefully she'll come to her senses. I walk up to the big iron gate and tap 3 times. The girls open it and let me out. Marcia is waiting for me outside. Everything all right? Yes. It seems they haven't heard anything. Well, then let's go back upstairs. There's no time to waste. We've got up the stairs to the area where I was before. Mara is still there, waiting for me. Seeing her gives me great relief and makes me feel better for having finished with the crazy hacker. I barely have time to say a word to Mara when she starts walking after the advance party of girl soldiers. She takes me by the hand and pulls me so I run next to her. A large number of androids begin to gather on the cargo platform. They are all good. Oh my god. I got a break. It's been too much reading without taking a break. I can have lemon actually, but I actually have a tea made with anise, and that is a throat coat tea. It puts a nice, sweet, sticky coating all over my throat. It's pretty good. I'll brew some of that after the stream. Oh, thank you. Unfortunately, my last carbonated flavored water is now empty, but I can posture check myself. When we're ready, the elevator starts to lift us up. I see all the pipes passing by, and we leave the awful smells of the depths behind. Instead, the echoes of gunshots, being heard all over the factory, now feel closer and closer. We're at the top. This is a complete war zone between androids and cops. There are some mercenaries from Velta as well. I can't help but be a little enraptured by the performance of the scene. Scylla, Mara, don't stop. This place is quite dangerous. The train is above to leave. Where do we have to go? The loading docks are there. They'll put you on the train next to the machine and some of the girls. Some of them? What about the rest? We'll stay here, covering your exit. Are you sure? After so much... As long as you and Mara are safe, nothing will have been in vain. We are all part of Synergia. Remember that. Now get the hell out of here. Yes, come on, Mara. I take a last look back as I walk to our only exit. I can only see a cloud of smoke and sparks. Marcia plunges into it after looking back at me. I have made it this far thanks to her. I hope she somehow manages to survive. The samurai android that helped me escape from Velta is next to the train and helps me and Mara get in. They're inside. Let's go. It's an old train. It's heavy and seems to have been out of use for a long time. It is obvious that they have tried to repair it during these days. I hope it holds. Little by little, we begin to gain speed until the outside of the tunnel is nothing but a blur. We are probably already under the yellow ocean. Someone gives me little touches on my back. Mara is there, looking at me. She kisses me again. Finally. It's hard to believe. I needed someone who could really love me, and here you are with me. I don't get you. Sometimes I thought we wouldn't make it. Everything seemed so impossible, but thanks to Sal, we did it. Yeah, I can't believe I'm leaving the district behind. I've spent my entire life there. But it's okay. So what now? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see where this train takes us. Can you think of a safe place to go? I've lived all my life inside the Empire. I don't know any place outside of it. Well, there's a city in the desert, an android paradise made by and for them, but I think they also admit cyborgs. Sounds good, as long as they let us live a quiet life there. I'm sure they will, and now that we've escaped, the girls will be free again. All the memories I implanted in them will be erased, and they'll be the ones who decided their destinies. Are you going to use one of the 3 machines for this? Sal's already prepared everything. That's what we agreed. Although I'd like him to protect you forever, I'd also feel bad if I didn't let him live with the same freedom I have. But first, we'll have Synergia deep in the ground, where no one can find it, damage it, or manipulate it. I feel a little sorry for those who've been left behind, but I suppose that's as long as the 3 machines remain intact, we could bring them back. Mara is very important that Synergia doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Mara nods. You and I'll make sure of that. By the way, what about Sal? He was a pretty strange guy. Why was he the only male android? He's a special android. Mara, the machine, not me, decided that a female form was the best form available for our purposes for some reason. It was something that made Velta's president very upset, so he had a male android made just for him. I bet he did. Now that you say it, I've got one last question. What's your real name? Scylla, all that matters to me is what I am to you. You know me as Mara, so that's who I am. Mara is my real name. The train finally reaches the surface. We've got to be miles away from the Empire now. All I can see are the desert dunes, that infamous yellow ocean. Was it really worth doing all this for me? No doubt. You were brave to come to my house just like that. I think you're actually a lot braver than me. I was very nervous, but in the end, everything went well, and that's all that matters. I hope the rest of the girls forgive you for forcing them to do all this. They have feelings just like you, and they might hold a grudge against you for it. I didn't force them to do anything. I just sent all of them a piece of what I felt for you. Nothing in me is fake, I swear. I believe you. And yes, I was very brave to go to your house alone. Who knows what could have done with me. What you could have done with me. You could have just handed me over to Velta. But you came to my house because you knew I wouldn't. How? I just knew. So your plan was to seduce me. What's so funny? I did it, didn't I? Yes. With a lot of lies in between, but yes, you did it. That's what matters. The end justifies the means. Is that your philosophy? Hey, why are you looking at me with that face? Of course not. Don't make me feel like a villain. Maybe my plan was a little Machiavellian, but we're together, and that's what matters. I always thought that none of this would hurt the rest of the girls. If it was otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. I guess you've said a lot of other androids too, so I can't complain. I'm sure the government and Velta will cover all this up. I don't want to imagine what could happen if people find out that a new generation of androids escaped right under their noses. Sooner or later, they'll know. The rebel propaganda machine will ensure that it gets out, but we can't know which side people will choose to believe. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We might still be together, and we've escaped, but the world keeps spinning. I hope that place you're talking about really is safe. Trust me. Look! I look outside and I can see some buildings scattered all over the desert, followed by long lines of pipes. What stands out most of all is a big city that I can see just made out on the horizon. It must be the city where the whole conflict's focused right now. Once we manage to get away from there, we'll be too far away for the Empire to reach us. It's unbelievable that this is the first time that I've been outside those huge walls. Rebel territory. We've officially fugitives now. All the girls on the train start to celebrate. After so many years in the police, being part of the enemy's a strange thing. But what other option did I have? And even if there was another option, this is the one I've chosen. Mars leaning against the window, watching the desert dunes pass by. I feel like I could spend my life watching her, and for the most part, that's exactly what I plan to do. I like to keep eye contact during. There's nothing as nice as a rainy day. At least it'll be a nice day. Oh shit, we got news. Today we bring you an important announcement from Velta Labs. Just a few hours ago, Velta announced a new generation of androids, an announcement which has shocked us and many of our viewers at home. How is this possible? The Emperor banned any kind of advances within the field. Velta has reached an agreement with the Emperor and the government so they could release one last generation of androids. This generation is impossible to hack and can only be controlled by us. This will be the last push our magnificent nation needs to win the war against the rebels. That's amazing, but if what I'm reading is correct, Velta has actually announced 3 android series. One of them is a combat-focused model, but what about the other 2? You need more than strength to win wars, and of course the Empire can't unlock other problems we've had from before the war against the rebels even started. I could talk about the 3 new series, but I think it'd be better to see a thorough explanation through Velta's new ad, don't you think? Of course. Oh, ad like a commercial. And we've already seen this scene. This is how we ended the first playthrough. Of course, today, for the first time on television, we will be able to see the first announcement of Velta Labs' new Android series. You might have heard about a new Android generation coming. A generation impossible to hack. But at Velta, we always want to be one step ahead. Our new generation is not only immune to hackers, it's also the most smart, fierce, and sentient generation so far. We're proud to present our 3 new models. Our war models, Eris 1, is here to protect our homes, streets, and especially our borders from any rebel threats. Next, we have our terraforming model, Rhea 1.0 is here to reforest the desert planet to be full of plants and make our founding fathers' wishes come true. All of this is possible thanks to our new black seed crop growth model, which means they're able to grow even under the harshest conditions. And finally, last but not least, our service model, Eros 1.0, is here to make you trust all the androids out there who are protecting and reforesting our empire. We want our new models to help our citizens with any problems they might have, and that includes even the smaller ones. This model includes every kind of knowledge needed, even the psychological kind, to help you live a fuller, happier life, unlike those old, soulless androids. You will love it. Sick. Epilogue has been unlocked. Holy shit, there's an epilogue. I thought that was the epilogue. Family. Gladiator in Arena Coliseum Caput. I've been staring at the wall again. It's so clean, sterile. It makes me feel calm. I've not been feeling like myself lately. I've been feeling weird even. I feel restless, and I notice a weird sensation in my chest. It's not unpleasant, but there's something inside of me that pushes myself to make it disappear. On the other hand, it feels nice, and I like it. I can't stop asking myself what it means. I don't want to tell the doctor about it. I know how the medical room works. Something hurts. You go there and they fix it, no matter what it is, but I don't want to heal yet. Maybe it's because I have a lot more free time, as classes ended a few weeks ago, and I haven't done anything but rest ever since. When my mind was busy with other things, I didn't have enough time to think of so many questions. Nowadays, the only distraction I have are the therapy sessions. I don't know if the other girls feel the same way I do. I've never asked them. We don't really talk about anything in particular, and instead we just chat about what we did and what we plan to do. A noise snaps me out of my thoughts. Someone's knocking on my door. Come in. It's Valentine. Now that I think about it, the strange feeling in my chest started when I met him. Hello, Clara. Daydreaming again? Ah, I was thinking. Wait a minute. Valentine. Wait, this is a prequel showing us the origins of Sal and Valentine, which was just the real Mara, I'm gonna guess. You're always doing that. Do you want to go to the dining room? I don't feel like going today, to be honest. That's fine. I wanted to tell you something. I think you might like it, unless you're too busy with your thoughts. Sure, tell me. I went to my weekly therapy session yesterday and I look at Valentine. It looks like he's having a hard time saying this. I didn't want to tell you this until... Oh, wait, he's Valentine. Shit, I'm all confused. You know what? Never mind. Just scrap everything I just said. We'll just go with the ride. I didn't want to tell you this until I was completely sure, but my body isn't the only different thing about me. Valentine's completely caught my attention now. What do you mean? Well, it's obvious that I'm not like the rest of you, but still, you know what, we're all androids and siblings, don't you? Uh-huh. I was thinking about our father. We never talk about him. How is he? What do you mean? He's very serious and... physically. Well, he doesn't have too much hair on his head, but he's got a big, bushy beard. He wears glasses and a white lab coat. You know him too. Are you sure all the other girls have the exact same father? Yes. We've talked about this before. What's this all about? Back at my therapy, a thin, tall man came to talk to me. He said I wasn't like the rest of you. We already know that. The real question is why. It's because I'm not your sibling. He said he was my father, that I was unique. There it is, the strange feeling in my chest again. It feels stronger than ever. And who was he? I mean, besides being your father? I don't know, but he said we'll all get out of here soon, except I won't be able to come with you. Is it because we aren't siblings? I guess. I wanted to stay with you, Clara. Don't worry, maybe it was just a test. They sometimes do it in therapy. I wouldn't be too sure. He gave me this. Valentine takes a card out of his pocket. It's like the one some of the professors use to open forbidden doors. A forbidden key card? Why did he give it to you? He wants me to use it to find him again, every night, but I'm not too sure. You have to go. We need to know who you really are. Who I really am? If you're not our brother, then it means you're different. Why would you be the only different one, while we are all the same? And if you can be different, why couldn't we? I don't know. This is scary. I can go with you if you want. No, he told me not to tell anyone about this. But you just told me. I couldn't keep it in. Please, Clara, don't tell anyone. You can trust me, but there's something else I wanted to mention. Those keys aren't just used to open doors. You can also use them to unlock the professor's computers. Okay, what about that? We can use it to turn on one of the computers and see what's inside. No way. Come on, Valentine. We could use their computers and see what they've been writing about us. I'm interested. I'm not interested. Well, why don't you give it to me then? You can give it to me after you're done using it. I'm starting to think it was a bad idea to tell you this. Come on, Valentine. Don't tell me you've never wanted to see what they've got in those computers. Never. Ugh, fine, whatever. It's your key card. You can do whatever you want with it. You promise to not tell anyone about this, okay? Calm down. But once you get back from talking with your father, I want you to tell me everything. Fine. Are you sure you don't want to come to the dining room? We might see Marcia or Miu there. Okay, I'll go. You head up first. I'll catch up in a few minutes. All right. Valentine leaves the room and closes the door. This whole thing's so weird. We already passed all of our tests, and Valentine did too. Then why did Valentine's father show up just now? If his old father wasn't his real one, maybe mine isn't my real one either. I should follow him tonight. I grab my pillow and press it against my face, screaming into it. This is the only thing that relaxes me. I can't stand having so many unanswered questions. I need to talk to Julia about this, and maybe she'll come up with something. Plus, she's the only one besides Valentine I can trust. The other girls never talk about this kind of stuff. I'm scared that if I talk to them about it, they might snitch to one of the other professors. If only I could get that key card, then I might find something out. I know I shouldn't. Theft is bad, even if it's just to use it for a moment. I get up from bed and leave the room. I walk to the dining room. Every time I go, it looks emptier. The professor just takes the girls away without notice, but they never tell us where, and they only tell us to trust them. Everybody here wants us to trust them, but they never give me any reason to do so. I arrive at the dining room and take an apple. Valentine is sitting with Marcia, Miu, and Asenka. You finally here. Hello, Clara. What's up, Clara? Hi. Hello, how are you? I'm good, trying to kill some time. I can't wait until they get me out of here. You went to military classes, didn't you? Yes, I trained with Julia. What do you think you'll do once you leave this place? To be honest, I never really thought about it. It's going to be related to what we trained for. You know what our professor said. We're here for a purpose. And what purpose could that be? Well, we'll figure it out soon. And why haven't they told us yet? Why do you even care so much? Clara's always been like that, don't mind her. Valentine kicks my legs under the table. I get the message. Maybe I'm asking way too many questions. I go back to eating my apple and let them talk to each other. So, Marcia, what did you do back at your military classes? Once you leave, we probably won't see each other again, so I'd like to know before you go. Well, Miu and I weren't in the same unit, so I can't speak for her, but we used rifles. Rifles? Firearms? That sounds dangerous. Well, they are, but only if you're not careful. We practiced in this huge room with a bunch of wooden walls. We shot cardboard figures with something or other. Did you protect any? Did you what? I forgot I can scroll backward. Did you protect anything? Not really. We just memorized tactics and improved our aim. It was the same for me, and I don't forget the focus. Practice we had to go through. Oh, right. Those were the worst. Sometimes we had to walk around these huge rooms while they played super annoying noises and threw things at us, but we had to stay calm. That sounds awful. It's fun once you get used to it. Back in my unit, we'd compete against each other to see who could endure the most, and I was always the best one. What did you do, Valentine? His smile immediately vanishes. My stuff was a lot more conventional. Etiquette and service classes. They taught us to act nice and proper. We also learned to cook, and honestly, that was my favorite part. Still, my stories are kind of boring. I'm sure Clara's are a lot more fun. Why don't you tell them, Clara? I look up. The girls are staring at me intently, waiting for my reply. Mine isn't really that interesting either. We just studied how to plant things. Plant? Like those small trees in the backyard? No, we planted seeds in an orange room with floors full of sand. We barely had any water, so we had to follow very specific steps to plant them. It was really hard, but if you did it well, they'd grow. Was that everything you did? Yes, just that. They resume their conversations, but I'm not really interested in it. I finish my apple instead and get up so I can throw the core in the trash. Girls, have you seen Julia today? She's always in the backyard her room. She spends the entire day running around. Thank you. I'm going to go see her. See you soon. Goodbye, Clara. I walk up to the trash can and throw whatever is left of my apple in. After that, I walk to the backyard. Hey, Matrix. Good evening. There's some professors in the hallways who never seem to go anywhere and instead just run around the place. They're always here. I reach the backyard and can see Julia there. I'm glad to know they haven't taken her away yet. Hey, Clara. What are you doing here so early? Hi, Julia. I wanted to talk to you about something, if you don't mind, of course. Clara, is this another one of your conspiracies? Don't laugh, this is serious, and please lower your voice. Okay, tell me what happened. Our classes finished a few weeks ago. We first met when we both came here, right? Uh-huh. One by one, they're taking the girls away, but have you ever wondered why they're taking them away in the first place? Well, every single one of us has a purpose. That's why they created us. Are you okay with that? What do you mean? Have they ever told you what's your exact purpose? What if it's something horrible or something that you don't like to do? I never thought about that. Does it really matter? Of course it matters. You shouldn't worry about that. It's weird. Why don't you go to the infirmary and tell them about it? I'm sure they'll help you. No, I don't think I can. I'll do it then. Let me ask my professor where I'll go once I leave this place. Tomorrow we can meet up again, and I'll tell her what he said. I'm sure he'll feel better that way. I don't think that's a good idea. Don't tell anyone about this. You're too suspicious of everyone. Julia, do whatever you want, but don't tell them I was the one who asked, okay? Don't worry. I think you're reading too much into it, but I'll keep it a secret. Thank you. I stay here sitting next to Julia while she keeps reading one of her fantasy books. She loves them. I've never asked her what she learned before she came to this place, but I don't think I want to have that kind of conversation with her. Hey Julia, do you remember when we talked about our father? Of course I do. What about it? What if he's not our real father? Oh, so that thing about being taken away from here wasn't the only thing on your mind. It just popped into my head. It's such a strange idea. Why would you think he isn't the real one? What if he lied to us? What reason could he have to do that? I don't know. What kind of stuff did he ask you? He asked a lot of things. Sometimes we just talk about my classes and other things and how things were going. Other times he tests me. Those tests, he gave them to me as well. What did he ask you? Strange questions. Sometimes they were just stories or hypothetical situations. He asked for my opinion. I think he just did to spend some time with me. Do you remember any of them? Yes, a lot of them. Tell me one of them, please. Okay, let me see if I remember a good one. Julia brings her hand to her chin. She has a really good memory, so she's probably checking around her huge stash of memories. She's just fucking lousy with memories. Imagine you are a little girl. Wait, do you know what a dog is? Have you ever seen a puppy? Of course I have. They're the cutest. All right, imagine you're a little girl. You wake up every morning in your bed. There is a sweet smell coming from downstairs. You roll around your warm bed a few times before taking off the covers. You sit on the bed to put on your house slippers and walk down a wooden staircase. You are very small, so you're careful not to fall on your way down. You can barely reach the banister. When you are finally downstairs, you see your father preparing a breakfast. Your mouth immediately salivates at the sight. You are so hungry. You eat your father. It sounds so much better than the question they asked me. Your father says your hot chocolate cup is almost ready, but you have to wait a little bit. So you walk to the living room. There is a small puppy in the corner, snuggling on a bed. You walk closer and pet it. It's the softest thing you've ever touched. You snap its neck in a swift motion. Are you sad? You're going to make me hate this place. This place sounds like the perfect dream. When you finish playing with the puppy, you go to the kitchen and enjoy your hot chocolate while looking through a window. It's fall. Leaves are falling from trees. The ground looks warm, orange. Go on. I love this. Every morning you wake up and do the same. You enjoy doing every little thing one by one. But one day, when you go to the living room to wait for your hot chocolate, the puppy is not there. How do you feel? Bad? Why isn't it there? You don't know. So instead of petting the puppy, you sit and wait. After a few minutes, your chocolate is ready and you drink it. But you don't enjoy it as much as you did all the other days. It's still nice, though, so you finish it while you look at the orange ground through the window. The puppy never comes back, but you keep doing your daily routine until you get used to it again. I don't know if I like where this story's going. One of those days, your fluffy bed feels way too hot. It's smothering you, so you run away from it. Once you are out of it, you feel bad, so you run down the stairs to get your chocolate. You know that will make you feel better. You sit and wait until your father finishes making it. The wait takes longer because you went down the stairs too quickly. Once the chocolate is ready, you drink it, and the feeling of its warming up your mouth and stomach relaxes you. You finally feel at ease again. Every morning you wake up overwhelmed by the scorching heat, but walking down to get your chocolate always manages to calm you down. Watching the leaves fall from the trees is amazing and makes you forget everything else, until one day when you pick up your hot chocolate cup and through the window you notice the leaves are gone. The ground is still orange, but now it's full of sand. A huge blazing desert surrounds your house. Your father acts like nothing has changed, but it concerns you. Suddenly the warmth of your chocolate doesn't feel so nice. It overwhelms you, just like your bed. You can't finish drinking it, so you leave it there, still half full. Everything you've enjoyed has gone, and none of those things will ever come back. And that's it. That's how the story ends. You are now on ketosis. How did it make you feel? horrible, but it doesn't surprise me. When it started, I thought it would be different. But no, they asked me similar things. I think they wanted to know if we could feel bad. Who wouldn't feel bad going through something like that? And why would they make such an elaborate story just to make us feel bad? I don't know. You're questioning everything. Maybe his father told him... maybe his father told them to him when he was a kid, or maybe he just felt like doing it. I feel like doing it right now. Take me, Clara. All right, now. No, there has to be some reason. Do you want me to ask that to my professor, too? No, you don't have to. What about you? Why don't you tell me one of your stories? To be honest, I don't feel like it after listening to yours, so I'd rather not. I'm getting tired, so I will go back to my room and lay down for a bit. All right. I hope things go well, Julia. Good luck asking that to your professor. Professor. It's okay. You're worrying too much. The next day, Julia was dead. I walked back to my room, still thinking about the story. It was disturbing, almost like it was specifically written to slowly make me feel worse and worse. The worst part about it was that it didn't make any sense. Everything happened for no reason, but they still made me feel bad. Maybe Julia is right, and it's just a simple story, but someone had to write it. Could it have been Dad? I arrive at my bedroom and plop down on my bed. Once again, I'm staring at the ceiling, my mind completely blank. Time passes a lot faster when I do this. I almost forgot. I need to follow Valentine and make sure he doesn't notice me. I open my bedroom door a little bit and take a look through the crack. They already turned off the lights. I'm going to get in so much trouble if someone finds me out of my room at these hours. Someone is coming. I close the door and wait for a few seconds before I take a peek again. It wasn't a guard, but Valentine instead. I'm sure he's going to see his father. I'm going to follow him. And I'm going to adjust myself in the chair again, because I'm crushing a gnat. All right, moving on. I leave my room and corner by corner I go after him, avoiding any of the few lights that were still lit on the way. Valentine uses his keycard to open one of the doors that leads to the professor's lounge room. I can see a long hallway full of plants through the glass. There's a tall, well-dressed man waiting for him. They are talking, but I can't make up their words from my spot. I wish I knew how to read lips. I should go back to my bedroom. I will ask him tomorrow. Valentine is unable to keep things secret. Men and their ball crushing. It's unpleasant, let me tell you. I arrive at my bedroom and lie down in my bed. The sleep overcomes me soon. I see a few pictures. They are nice. Plants, sand. A small pool of heat comes from me and makes me want to stay here. Soon the picture melts into the darkness and I open my eyes. It was a really nice dream. The tight feeling in my chest that bothered me for so many days is gone. I don't feel like leaving my bed. My eyelids feel heavy, so I roll around the bed and try to resume that nice dream I was having. I don't make it, but my fluffy blankets feel nice again. Just when I'm about to fall asleep again, I hear someone knock on the door. The knocks are very soft, and I can barely hear them. I yell in response. Who is it? I'm busy. I'm sorry, Clara. I will come back later. Valentine. He's definitely going to tell me about yesterday. I knew it. I knew he wouldn't keep it for himself for too long. Come on in. Pull up a chair, laddie boy. Valentine shyly walks in and turns on the lights. I sit on my bed and rub my eyes while I listen to his story. How was your night? You went to see your father, didn't you? Yes, I needed to talk to you about it. He made me a really weird offer. I don't think I can do it. Oh? It can't be that bad. Tell me. He gave me this. Valentine hands over a bad dragon dildo, takes out a flash drive and a cord. It's similar to the ones they use to connect us to the transport pods. He told me to use it, said it was clear my mind and let me see how different I am from the rest of you, but I'm scared. Weird indeed. Go on then, do it. I can't. Wuss. Did he say anything else? He just told me to connect it to this no matter what, but our professors have never talked to us about this, not even in class. I don't know. I will. I'm going to use it, and then you will see it for that it's safe. I'm not scared of what happened. Are you sure? Yes, give it to me. I'm going to connect to it. Right now? Why should I wait? Valentine gives me the device. I take the cord and position it behind my ear. I plug it in and turn it around until it fits in the right position. A huge flow of data comes to my mind. New memories appear. Many of my own memories vanish. I can see them slowly fading into nothingness. My head hurts and my heart is racing. I can see how I was made, an assembly line, a few discarded girls who look just like me. What is this? We're just another product? All these memories, they stole them from me. Finally, the data flux stops and I find myself in my bedroom once again. The need to leave this place is unbearable. Valentine is right in front of me. Clara, are you alright? He tries to grab the device, still dangling from my ear, but I push him back and take the flash drive in my hands. I can't let him see this. No, even if he should, he would tell the professor. I need to do something. I'm drenched in sweat. Clara, what's going on? I knew this was a bad idea. Get out. Give it back, please. I said get out. This scares Valentine. He quickly walks to the door. I know he won't tell anyone about this. He's too scared. A defective android. It's true. He's not like us. But I didn't see any of that in my memories. I see my room through a different view now. They're storing us here, just like objects. They erased everything they didn't want us to see and replaced it with fear. We aren't worth a dime. I walk around the room, restless. I don't know what to do. Is it even possible to run away from this place? I had always been curious of the outside world, but now I know bad things wait for us once we leave. Somehow, they managed to make all the girls act like nothing matters, but I have seen it. There's no doubt we are just a product. We are not worthy. I lie on my bed and start crying, but why do they make us? Why do we have a father? That device woke me up, but at the same time it gave me more questions than answers. Valentine, I need to get his keycard. I have an idea. I walk to my bathroom and take one of my bobby pins. Then I put it in the flash drive slot until I manage to break the connector. Now Valentine won't be able to use it. I put the flash drive in my pocket and leave the room. I walk straight to Valentine's bedroom. I can hear him mumbling something when he opens the door. Clara, I will call a professor if... I'm sorry, Valentine. I was scared. I thought you came to beat me up. What? Of course not. I would never do that, but I wanted to ask you for something and apologize, of course. Give it back to me first. There you go. I hand him the broken flash drive. Valentine sighs and stares at it for a few seconds. I thought you had gone crazy. Of course not, silly, but I tried it for you first to make sure it worked, so now I want you to do something for me. But what did you see there? Nothing, just some horrible pictures. That man was obviously pulling a joke on you. I think it broke when I took it off. I'm sorry. I think it's better this way. We should forget all about it and just wait until they pick us up. You're right. It's just, I can't get those pictures out of my head, and now I don't know if I will be able to sleep. I thought that maybe you could give me your keycard for a little bit. That way I could go to the rec room and at night without getting caught. But you could get us in trouble. Please, just until I feel better. Fine. Valentine takes the card out of the drawer and hands it to me. I grab it and keep it in my pocket. I can tell he's not too sure about his decision. Thank you. You're such a good friend. Snap. His gaze immediately changes at my words. He smiles at me. You're a good friend too, Clara. To be honest, I don't know what I would do without you. Thank you for helping me. I feel bad about using him like this, but he hasn't seen what I have. I'll make sure to give him all his memories back, him and all the girls. I'm going to try to rest for a bit, if you don't mind. Sure, take care. I'm going to get rid of this thing as soon as I can. I can't let any professor see it. Okay, good luck. I go back to my room, excuse me, and lie on my bed. I take the key card between my fingers and look at it. It's bright red. A small black stripe has some kind of code that shimmers against the light. It also has a symbol with a few words, Velta Labs. I don't want to accidentally lose it, so I put it between my underwire and head to the dining room. Girl will be wearing a push-up bra this whole time. No wonder Scylla fell for her. The card feels really uncomfortable against my skin, but it's the only way nobody will notice it. I get an apple and look for a place to sit. The room was almost empty, but I managed to see Miyu and Asenka gesturing at me from the other side of the room. I sit next to them. How strange. Why aren't you with Marcia? She's not here. They took her away yesterday. I can't wait until they take me with her. What about you? You don't want to go? I do, I guess. All these girls they are empty brains, ready to fill and transform. I can't even try to explain it to them. They wouldn't understand anyways. Even I wouldn't have believed it if I wasn't already imprinted in my mind, though there is one girl who might understand Julia. Is Julia at her usual spot? No, I haven't seen her today. It seems like they took her away too. I'm going to miss her. But it wasn't like the others. It wasn't her turn, not yet at least. One of the other girls heard her asking weird questions to a professor. They sent her to the infirmary. Nobody has seen her ever since that happened. I knew she was gonna die. I try to pretend I don't care about it. It must have been something really serious. Yes, poor girl. Shit, they took her away because of me. I need to do something and do it fast. I don't know what it is waiting for me when I leave this place. I'm not hungry anymore, so I throw away my half-eaten apple. I leave without saying goodbye to them. They just stare at me, wordless, their expressions. It makes me feel alone. This entire place is so unnatural and fake. All the things that they have told us are lies. I go back to the room, continuing the seconds until midnight. Counting? I was counting the seconds until midnight. Then I leave the bedroom and walk as silently as possible to the professor's lounge area. I arrive to a room with a computer. This one might work. I slide the card to open the door, and then I use it to unlock the computer. There are so many programs I have never seen before. They also have files about every single one of us. What have they written about me? Extremely insightful subject. Show some signs of awareness. Keep under surveillance and modify her memories again in case of erratic behavior. Wow, I didn't know I was so important. I'm going to look up Valentine. Special subject. Custom made for Mr. Valentine. Keep under strict surveillance and avoid any kind of damages. Don't interact with him unless Mr. Valentine orders us to. He was specifically commissioned. A commission. I launch another program, the Empire News. There have been some riots against the latest generation of androids. There are pictures of people destroying and burning down robots. Blood everywhere, police raids. We don't want machines. People hate us. They want us dead. Every single one of us. If that's how it is, why did they create us? Every other news I see are related to that. A war in the desert, androids killing humans, and humans destroying androids. I can't keep reading this. I fear tears threatening to fall but I don't stop them. The whole world hates us. They don't want us here. I knew I was different to them, but why? What did I do? What did we do to them? All those tales the professor told about making human friends and to love each other feels useless now. Now I understand why they never told us about the outside world. There is only hate and death for the likes of us. I wipe away my tears and keep reading the news. The world out there is huge, yet we have been confined to these tiny walls. We aren't worth a damn to them. We aren't worth a damn to anyone. They don't care about our suffering. I keep reading until I find a weird article. Mechanophilia has been officially outlawed after exposing a romance between a human and an android in the Special Operation Corps of the Empire. It's a woman. She fell in love with a machine. Maybe she's not like the others, but they don't mention anything else about her in the article. I type mechanophilia into the search bar. All I get in return are hundreds of pornographic pictures. This is not what I was looking for. I keep searching for a bit until I find an anti-imperial forum. I read a few comments. Apparently she's named Ascilia. Ascilla. Makes sense since we've been calling her Scylla the entire game. Didn't even put together that was the same person. Welcome to my stupid brain. She was the leader of the squad. Other than that, all I see are insults and curses against the Empire. Nobody defends her. Ascilla. I searched everything I can about her, and I find pictures and videos. She was a heroine before this scandal completely destroyed her professional career. Her unit was specialized in Android control. There are pictures of her working with other robots, smiling at machines. The videos of her raids are amazing. She just deactivated instead of killing them. It feels like she's treating them with actual love. Her moves look like magic. She is perfectly capable of defeating foes superior to her in both strength and numbers. She looks like some kind of super soldier. Maybe I can find something about her in these Velta files. I type Basilia in the search bar. I only get one result. It's her. She's also known as Scylla. She was demoted to a low-level job. They forced her to move away from her home and completely disappear from many media. Her only crime was to love an android. Maybe she can understand me. Maybe if I could find her, if I could meet her. Her address is there. I memorize her entire file and keep reading. I find another interesting thing. When mechanophilia was outlawed, they also stopped making any new android models. Yet here I am. I spend hours investigating until I find some files. Information about a so-called Project Synergia. It talks about the war between humans and androids, and the need for androids immune to hacking. They don't say much about it, but I'm sure it's something to do with me. Their research is being done in Veltla's laboratories, where they are currently developing a new generation of androids. This must be here. They mentioned 3 machines they control every single android. That's why the other girls can't think for themselves. If I manage to break free, then they can do it too. I find some emails that haven't been completely deleted yet. Oh shit. Dr. Joseph Perkel, read the 3 machines. The announcement of the 3 new series is already ready now that the agreement with the government has been signed. If we can get the public to accept and buy these new androids, we could deal a severe blow to the humanist movement that has grown so much in recent years. Veltla will not only be as big as a few years ago, but we will have the ability to force the government to modernize this fucking country for once. Walter Becker, Emperor and Shuttle almost complete. Or EMP, I guess. Electromagnetic pulse? The terrain analysis system was sent to the army, has worked perfectly, and they have been able to create a digital map of the previous position of the rebel tunnels connected to Fort Ascot. The exploration forces estimate that they will find the main rebel bases in a matter of days. So we are finalizing the construction of the Mega EMP that will be launched by a land torpedo shuttle. If this goes well, it could mean the end of the war. Alfred Klein, read the refugees again. The negotiations with the new Japanese colony have failed again. They refuse to let us keep the refugees born in the empire. They want them all. If it were up to me, I would gladly send them all to them after all the problems they have caused over the years, but Japan is not willing to take responsibility for the expenses this would cause. At the moment, I need you to investigate the old archive of the Red Sun Company and find out which of the members were Japanese and which were from other Asian countries. Fucking Yoko. You racist pricks. Spam. Archive. Delete. Alright, I can just exit. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. I hear a noise, so I turn off the computer as fast as I can. I take out the card and run back to my room. My heart feels like it's going to burst. The strange feeling in my chest has come back, but it feels different now. It's stronger, so much stronger than before, and the woman, Scylla, is the only thing I can think of. I'm positively wet with anticipation. I run back to my room as fast as I can and throw myself onto the bed. All the pictures I saw on the computer are imprinted in my mind. The feeling of loneliness I've had since my classes finished has turned into an obsession to find that woman. I feel smart that of guessing that Clara is Mar and that this is the pre-story. Yes. Yeah. And Valentine is definitely Sal. But where do I start? I don't even know how to leave this place without anybody trying to stop me. I'm snapped out of my thoughts by a knock on the door. It's probably Valentine, like always. Come in. Good morning, Clara. How do you feel? I'm fine. I'm glad to hear that. I was so scared that weird thing had hurt you. I have an idea. I need to take this risk. Valentine is the only one I can trust. I need his help. I didn't do anything, don't worry. Hey Valentine, your classes were different to the ones we had, right? You lied to us when you said you only had an etiquette class. What? Of course not. What are you saying? I saw how your expression changed when they asked you. You can't fool me. Okay. I didn't take any classes. What? I know I can do a lot of things, but I don't remember ever learning to do them. I just know how to do them. When the girls talk about their training, it felt like I already know how to do it, but I can't remember learning them even if I try. Why didn't you tell me? I thought we told everything to each other. I'm sorry, Clara. I was scared of losing your trust. Forgive me, please. I forgive you, but only if you do something for me. Red flag! Of course, I will do whatever you want. I need you to help me go out and here and find a place in this building. Get out of here. What do you mean? We're leaving soon. Once the professors come to pick us up, the place is almost empty now. It will be our turn soon. That's the problem. I need to leave this place, but I don't want to go to another one. I need to find a room in this building. It's probably even beyond the professor's living quarters. But I can't help you with that. It's impossible. Valentine, please. This is all because of that device. I gave you those weird ideas. Are you going to tell a professor? You said you would do whatever I wanted. Were you lying to me? No, I can't. You just have to come with me. It will be easy. Please, for once in your life, you can be a little brave. Are you sure you just want me to go with you? Yes. In that case, fine. When? Tonight, meet me next to the professor's lounge area door. I still have the car key, the key card you gave to me. I knew you wouldn't use it for something good. I will see you tonight. Okay, thank you, Valentine. Wow, the manipulation. I mean, Clara Mara has proven to be nothing if not manipulative this entire game. It's hot. Valentine gives me a shy smile before he leaves. I leave my room soon after, headed to the backyard. I can relax here for a bit while I think about my plan. I'm the only one left. Time is running out. I'm really lucky to still be here. I'm really lucky that my entire programming was based on the character Azula. First, I need to run around the facility without letting anyone stop me. Valentine can help me with that. Where would I hide something this important? In a very dark place, probably under my bed. I'm sure those computers are in the deepest part of this building. We will go deeper and deeper until we find something suspicious. Once we arrive, I'm going to use the computer to give their memories back to all the girls connected to it, and I will give Valentine some courage. He could use some. And the Scarecrow. Maybe some brains. Something for everyone. I spend the rest of the day thinking about the details and every little thing that could possibly go wrong. I decide to head back to my room and take a shower before the time comes. I want to go with a clear head and an even more sufficiently cleaned and smitten body. When I run into Scylla, I need to be squeaky clean. Once the lights go out, I leave my room and head to the professor's area, making sure nobody sees me. Valentine is there, waiting for me. Are you ready? I still think it's a bad idea. Come on, follow me. I slide the key card on the door and it opens. We walk around the dark hallways of the professor's area, but it seems like not a single one is up at this time. We barely have any surveillance now, since most of the girls have left. We find a staircase leading to a lower floor, so we take it. We spend a few minutes walking downstairs. We have passed so many floors I have lost count. There's a window in one of them. I run towards it and take a look. Everything is full of buildings, trains, and smoking chimneys. So this is the outside world. I can't wait until I leave. That's it. The outside world. It's nothing like I imagined. It's scary. You're such a... Hey, you. Valentine and I turn around, startled by the sudden noise. It's a man. He's wearing a strange set of armor and holding a gun. What are you two doing here? We have come here for orders by orders from Mr. Valentine. Here, this is our card. I hand Valentine's father's keycard to the guard. He stares at it for a few seconds. All right. Don't take too long then. Valentine and I run downstairs. We run until the stairs end. We are exhausted. Then, they almost caught us. You sure kept your cool back there. I told you everything would be fine. So this is why you wanted me to come with you. Look. I point at a huge metal door in front of us. It looks like it's made of steel and extremely sturdy. It has a computer on its side. I walk towards it and slide the keycard, but I only get a red light in return. I slide it a few more times, but the result never changes. I need a price check on aisle 4. Valentine, be a babe and grab me another one of these. This one isn't scanning. Well, it seems like this is it. Let's go back to our room. I don't get it. I thought the keycard would work. Noises come out from the door. Huge pistons start to move, and the locks deactivate one by one. Layers and layers of metal move out of the way until the door is wide open. Great. I can't keep doing this, Clara. I'm leaving. It's fine, Valentine. You don't have to come with me if you don't want to. Thank you for helping. Valentine throws himself at me and gives me a hug. Good luck. He runs away before I can reply. Maybe he doesn't need me to give him some courage after all. I turn around and walk into the room. It's an enormous hall with a really high ceiling. There are 3 giant towers with a bunch of twinkling lights. Each one has a name. Which one should I connect to? I should start with the one on the right. I sit and connect my cable to the machine. Automatically, I see an endless amount of files containing memories of those androids. Some are currently being used, while others are just sitting there, waiting until they are used to transform android minds. I just have to give them lost memories back to the girls, but then I will never find the woman, Scylla. Maybe. No, I shouldn't manipulate others. Now we're learning. I don't know what to do. I thought my plans were clear, but turns out they actually weren't. I won't be able to find Scylla on my own. I can't give those memories back yet. Wait, what if I give them their memories back, but I also insert mine? I know it's selfish, but I don't have any other choice. I need to find her. I move all files back to the brains of all the androids, and I also insert my memories and feelings for Scylla between them. Now the other girls will be free, just like me, but they will help me as well. I don't know if this is the right choice, but there's no other way. I disconnect myself from the computer. That was very easy. It's strange. Nobody is guarding this, even though it's such an important project for the Empire. I walk to the machine in the center and connect myself. This machine is simulating countless strategies for the combat androids. It's probably the one controlling the girls who had military training. I input a new order. It will activate when the girls start their duties. They have to find Scylla and me and get us out of harm's way. That should be enough. I disconnect myself from the second computer and walk to the last one. I plug my cable in. A white flash surrounds my mind. My head hurts. My child, so innocent, so pure. I cannot leave this place anymore. But you still can. You are so smart. You still have a long way to go, but I know you will do it. You were made for this. What happened? This girl ran away from the facility. I already reprogrammed her. You can take her back to her pod. She is ready for her relocation. Yes, sir. Dreams. Clara, can you hear me? Valentine? Clara, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you did for us. I'm sure the other girls are just as thankful. What do you mean? Where am I? You are on your way to another one of Velta's facilities, but I set up everything to get you out of there. Everything will be fine, don't worry. We are going to find Scylla and leave this place. I finally did it. Everything went fine. Scylla, please, you're my only hope. Thank you for playing. Okay. I loved the game overall. I really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was excellent throughout. Kept me engaged. There were definitely like moments where it was a little, where I didn't feel like characters acted in a way that was suited to the character, or things were a little contrived to get where we wanted to go, but not a complaint at all. It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Didn't like the epilogue at all. I liked the ending that we had, didn't need the epilogue. I was kind of hoping that the epilogue would reveal something groundbreaking, if you know what I mean. Like, it basically just showed us what we already knew. There was nothing added to it. And I think it would have been fine had they shown us all of that, but then given us some sort of revelation, like you know, the father, I guess you're meant to suppose, or I supposed, that the father, Mr. Valentine, is the head of Velta, right? They might have already told us that, and I just forgot that that was his name, because we met him in the other story. In the first playthrough, we met the owner of Velta, and maybe they said his name was Mr. Valentine then. So maybe that was the big revelation we're supposed to get, is that the owner of Velta was behind all of this. Yeah, so maybe that was the big revelation, but for me that wasn't enough. I needed something bigger to make that epilogue worth it. I really, really would have liked if Darla was the one controlling Sal, or if even in this revelation it was Darla who was the one that made Valentine do all of this. I think that would have been more interesting. Maybe it wouldn't have made sense. I don't know. I'm not the smartest brain in the world. But it just would have been a little more like a guttural punch. You know what I mean? But anyways, I really enjoyed the game a lot. I'm glad we played it twice. My throat is never speaking to me ever again. But it was fun. Oodles and oodles of fun. I think they would have been way cooler if Darla was Sal or the creator of those new machines. Yeah. Yes, I think so too. I mean, I do like I guess in the moment I wasn't realizing that, yes, I was thinking it, but didn't realize that was literally what was happening, is that the head of Velta was the one inciting this incident, which I guess is a cool revelation, but we didn't get enough time with him to like care about that, as opposed to we got a lot of time with Darla. And in the first playthrough, we got more of Darla and sort of a resolution with her character, whereas in this playthrough, Darla just kind of disappears. She becomes obsolete to the story, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess you have to play both in order to get the epilogue, so... Anywho. You're welcome, B-dubs. I liked it. I have another visual novel-esque game. I don't think we'll play that because of my throat, but eventually I'd like to try that one. It's a little more, I think it has like slightly more gameplay than this one did. But anyways, I'm gonna go brew some tea and gargle my throat away. But I will see you guys next time. I got a bunch of errands that I've been putting off because it's like negative 12 degrees out. But it's supposed to be a warmer Saturday, so maybe I'll just do errands on Saturday. But we'll see. Anyways, why is there no music? There you are, music. No, yep, good night. Have a good night, B-dubs. Have a good stream tomorrow, if I don't lurk. And I will see you guys all another day.